I'm just gonna start recording.
Who the hell is that lady? Who invited that lady?
That's
Is she cute?
That's
Who
the
was
lady.
that
Yeah,
lady?
she cute.
I have no idea who that. So yeah, Robbie, you do look like you're on VHS.
I'm yes.
It's
I
bizarre.
keep jumping. I keep jumping.
What's going on there?
That is pretty. I mean, it's cool. Robbie's he's transmitting from the moon.
He's
giant
transmitting from the year 1999.
That's right. Yes.
Oh
yes,
snap!
exactly.
That's something I've never actually seen. I've never actually seen an
wore
episode
a
of that.
shirt.
What? Now he's disappeared.
He wore a spooky shirt.
I wore Bigfoot. That's
Well,
I like that.
He's got spooky shit all the time. I always have this on my couch, but not in this.
I like that pillow.
Yeah, I like that pillow. No, I have a shirt I have socks. I went on a thing for a while, but now I don't do stuff like that.
I like weird socks. I never thought I would, but
oh man, I have my share of weird socks. I totally dig them.
I don't know.
That's close. So I mean, I just wanted to talk. Like I suppose I'm lonely, or I suppose I'm lonely or something. But
I'm lonely. We're all gonna die alone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm planning on that.
I'm planning on. I'm good because I'm not planning on taking anyone with me, just in case anybody's worried.
Let's all die alone together.
Yeah.
We could do it on a Zoom.
Okay.
But let's wait a while. Hold on.
Robbie's.
Oh wait, okay. My cat's locked out. Hold on.
Okay, my cat's. I thought Lila would be joining us, but I only got the pillow cat behind me.
My cat's dead.
Oh. So I'm with Robbie Busch.
Hello.
And in the background there. Oh, and the background is with Winky.
Oh, I see the pirate cat.
Evan Dorkin. So whoa, look at what Robbie got.
See, cool. I did it.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Together
how'd you do that?
We're 3/5 of instant piano for anybody that actually knows what that is.
3/5.
We're the more social 3/5 of it. We're also no, we're not the only New York.
No.
Elements.
And Badger would do this, but I haven't talked to Badger yet.
I haven't talked to Badger in ages. Long time. I mean, over the usually it was just back and forth on social media.
Yeah.
And then
we've messaged a little bit not too long ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
What story is that behind you there? It looks like it's a Johnny Craig vault keeper, but I don't think that's a Johnny.
Yeah.
What is
that story? Horror, the mausoleum.
That's Johnny the best.
Craig. Yeah.
Is that an early one? No, is that Johnny Craig?
Yeah.
Is that the guy who buys the house? And
yeah,
okay. Like the American guy who buys the house and he likes having the dead come up or something.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm impressed you actually have all the stories.
I just
memorized, Evan.
That is one of the best ones. So
I love Craig.
Yeah,
and I was trying to suss it out because he doesn't do that many castles that I remember. No, you know what I mean.
He's not known for his castles,
but
castle work.
But
he hasn't got a castle.
I did a reread a few months ago of all the horror books, and the crime suspense book stories.
Yeah, I think of all the EC comics, his crime suspense is probably my favorite. Actually,
Craig's become my favorite over the years.
Yeah,
I was wanting to get in the mood to write. I got a gig doing a script for the EC revival that Robbie's doing with EC, and I'm a purist. I mean, we've all talked. I'm when it comes to Popeye, the FF, Captain Marvel, Plastic Man, I really do like it in its own setting. I like it as it is.
Right.
With the EC stuff, I mean, I wanted it to feel like an EC story without being a total retread. And I'm surprised how many people did not, they said they don't want it to be a clone. And I get that. You don't want to just do the gags and the Crypt Keeper jokes.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't go for that, even though we're not allowed to use those guys are all, they have a gig somewhere else. So Oni had to get new horror hosts. But I just wanted to read it and be in that mood. Yeah. And I ended up there's two nods in this first story that I did with this guy Lucas Kentner, and he gets it. And there's a Johnny Craig panel from Starlight Starbright where the guy who doesn't know he's dead yet is looking up at the insane asylum people looking down on him after they put him in a grave. And there's a little bit of foul play in some of the Jack Davis foul play stuff in the kicker. But it's not like I didn't want to make it so that, oh, here's an EC joke. And although I'm desperately trying to come up with a story, I forget who I was talking to, and I'm desperately trying to find a story that works being called Good Lord Choke, because they're not going to use any of that stuff. And I just think Good Lord Choke would be a very funny title, but I don't have a story yet. So
that's a pretty funny title.
But it's got to, you know what I mean? It's got to work. And right now it's,
they're not lettering those things with Leroy, are they?
They are. Well, they're doing a take on Leroy. It's got a kind of weird, I don't even know how to explain it, kind of inert lettering. It's being done by Comicraft.
Okay.
And
yeah.
But it's not like modern lettering. It's not exactly Leroy, but it's stiff. It's
you showed me when we were together at Robbie's party a couple weeks ago, but I didn't notice. I just looked at the art. I didn't notice.
Yeah, it's a take on it. I don't think it's exact. But
okay,
it's a take on it. I was hoping they'd go straight for it, have some off-register coloring even.
Yeah, and even off-register, like the type can like kind of
slant sometimes. I think it would be really cool to do one issue like that they found a lost DC comic.
Oh, that would be really
I before they were doing it a few years ago, I was typing online and I said, I thought somebody should get the EC license and they should put out, because you don't want too much of it, in my opinion. A little goes a long way if you're going to do the old style. Everything's ironic, everything's a joke. I love that. Sure. I love that stuff, but I thought an annual, because you can't sell Gunfighter, although they did an issue. They're doing like specials of Westerns. But if they had an annual that was like one Volta horror story, one Crypt story, one Two-Fisted Tale story, one romance story, a big 64.
Do like a big omnibus
kind of book. That way you can have
It should have psychoanalysis.
Yeah. Well, if somebody has a good enough story,
an extra.
An extra, right? If somebody has
Johnny Craig again on extra, that's
Johnny Craig.
That's so fucking readable, that book.
It really is.
It really is. I mean, Johnny Craig made anything really good.
It's weird also because extra and psychoanalysis like have a through line.
Yes. Yes.
I love how psychoanalysis is basically like, you're cured, you're out of the book. You're cured, get out of the book.
Yeah.
Like they should have had one lunatic who just couldn't get cured the entire time. And then they could end it with crime suspect. The lunatic kills the psychoanalyst.
I mean, that book didn't, what was it, 5 issues or something? It didn't last long anyway.
Well, it was supposed to be 6 issues, but it was, the therapist kicked him out.
The therapist disappears. Hi, I'm your host, the therapist. But but I mean, that way you could have an Aces High story. I mean, you could use anything. Impact, shock, suspense, and that way you only have to do one issue. You don't have to sell it into.
Oh my God, Evan's being eaten by a cat.
My editor here, my editor in chief.
Man, I wanted to do a conversation about horror, but I didn't know one of us would die in the middle of it.
That would be great.
Into a werecat or something.
That'd be awesome. Plus, I have deadlines and I owe people commission, so Sarah knows to check my mail to refund everyone. I told them when I went to a signing this past weekend in Virginia, and I said, I haven't been on the road. Robbie, you're on the road. You've got miles piled up
Robbie's got a lot of miles
from your runs. And I was thinking about you while I was going, I was like, I'm gonna get some records, but I didn't get any records. I didn't even
how was that?
I got it.
Yeah, where was it in Virginia?
It was at 4-Color Fantasies in Winchester, Virginia. I had a great time. It turned out fantastic.
Oh, cool.
And in fact, somebody gave me as a gift the Graham Ingalls IDW artist book.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I know. I mean, I don't. Ingalls is not my favorite, but
no, Ingalls is not my favorite either.
But the thing is, I'm looking at it, and it's just, I think we talked. I don't know if I came up with this line or if I'm quoting somebody else, but I'm like, we were talking about Ingalls, and I was like, he inks with a tarantula leg. It's like
that's true.
Ingalls is the weirdest. I mean,
it's weird. Yeah.
Star, what, I forget his name now.
Maybe like a smaller spider. Tarantula would be a kind of bolder, I think. It's very it's very fuzzy for
they
sure.
worked really big. Well, he had a variety of insect and spider
of insects
equipment.
Right.
He had jars of spider.
Yes.
Right. Maybe like a cockroach leg or something.
You could probably get his brushes. There's probably somebody selling his brushes for digital drawing right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
The weird thing is, like, I can't think of who I don't like in EC Comics.
I like everybody, but I think my least.
Some are better.
Anybody who is regular, because there's a couple of fill-ins.
Yeah.
I think Sid Sheck, but I just love the name Sid Sheck. So
yeah.
Wow. What did he draw? I
think Sid Sheck did like 2.
Horror stories?
I'd have to look it up.
Wow, I don't recognize that at all.
There's like a couple of artists who did like only a story or 3.
Okay.
Toth did,
like Toth, yeah.
Toth did like 2.
Kubert?
I'm not sure. I want to say Colin, but I'm not sure.
Colin, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. But Orlando is probably the weakest.
I agree with you. He's the least interesting. You know what I mean? The least creative.
Yeah, and
he doesn't bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, like the least assured of all of them, and it's weird. Like all of those guys had miles under their belt, and like everyone.
Well, he's young. I mean, him and Williamson are young, but I mean,
Williamson's drawn assuredly though.
Oh my God! Right?
Yeah. Like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that's interesting about reading the EC stuff from or you read the volume 1 to volume 5 and any of the Cochrans is watching that they weren't really a lot of them were not so assured when they started. Davis is weird looking. Craig is weird looking.
Yeah. But Davis is really weird looking.
But you could just see them strength to strength as they go.
I mean, I always got the sense that they were feeding off each other. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. It was like, I don't know how much competition there was, but they were definitely like, "Oh shit, you did that. Well, I'm going to do this."
You can tell. You can definitely tell in some of the interviews, in the libraries and elsewhere. They were. I mean, they had to see each other's work, obviously. But the thing that's great about EC is that basically there is that regularity of keeping the same teams.
Yeah, the house,
You've got Kurtzman, you've got Craig, and you've got Feldstein, and Gaines is over everything, is all over the place.
Yeah,
and they're just working with these artists who wanted to get better and could definitely see what was working. I mean, they also tried some weird combinations at times. There's Kamen and Craig do one story, it just didn't work.
Craig and Kamen?
Or the other way around. Now I can't remember, but I think Craig over Kamen, and it just doesn't play to either of their strengths, which is really weird.
Yeah, I can't see that. They're both kind of dull in a strange way, although Craig is excitingly dull.
Craig is to me, Craig is amazing because he's mid-century America, but then you start looking at it and it's deranged.
Right. Yeah. Craig. I mean, I don't want to say that and make it sound like I don't like Craig. Craig is probably one of my absolute favorites.
I know what you're saying.
He's become my favorite though, but
he's straight.
Straight.
But
not dull, straight.
Yeah.
He's actually he's not the stiffest though.
No.
But he was the slowest, and he turned in. He took forever to do some of his stories, which is why he's not all over the place.
Wow. I wonder how he made a living.
That's why they gave him the editorship of Vault, I believe, if I have that right, because he needed extra money because Gaines was pretty cool, you know. He's like, you're not fast enough. I mean, Feldstein gets to quit drawing.
Right.
I mean, it's such a neat company. I know a lot of people put them down. There's a lot of art people and the art who in the 90s and so on were getting sick of hearing about people saying EC is the epitome. I mean, I wouldn't even say that necessarily because that's probably Little Lulu. You know, you're talking about the epitome of comics.
Yeah.
Right.
Of the 50s. But I mean, it's an amazing group of people doing an amazing job considering what everyone else was doing. Especially.
Right. That's to me, that's one of the coolest things is like you take it in context, the bigger picture, and like what they were doing was insane. Like nobody else was doing anything like that.
I mean, it's kind of like if like, when Jack quit Marvel if like all
yeah.
Marvel just stopped. If Marvel just ended. It's like that's
Yeah.
you know, it would be that kind of run, because that's kind of what EC was. It was like a perfect thing for its time, and then it was just kind of gone, except it
It
turned
has
into
such a
something else.
personality. I mean, the thing is, you
Yeah,
read the letters pages. Stan rips those off.
that's where Stan got all that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, the idea that they were not they didn't look down on, you know, you read DC's letters pages. When Sarah and I used to read Lois Lane, right? We were gonna do a zine called Lowest Common Denominator, and it was gonna be all the worst letters page instances where DC Comics editors basically told kids to go fuck themselves.
Right.
It was
Right.
like, first of all, we're never wrong. Second of all, who the hell are you? Third of all, you didn't see, but behind that was Winky knocking over Little Orphan Annie Volume 2. Thanks, Winky.
Oh no.
But it's okay. Little Orphan Annie always comes. She always comes around. But I mean, it's like DC would never, like, they hated kids. You know, you really, I mean,
yeah,
they say, oh, you don't know that in panel 4, in between panel 4 and 5, Superman changed the weather. Like, no, he didn't. You fucked up. You know, admit you fucked up.
Right.
DC admitted that they fucked up, and Stan took that and made the no prizes out of it, because EC would say, "You got us. We don't have an answer."
Right. Yeah. Oops.
Stan could be good about that. Like, oh, we're sorry. We know, like, you thought Bob Powell was going to be drawing this issue, but Steve Ditko stepped in. Like, I hope you don't mind. Stan used to do that kind of shit, which is amazing. Amazing.
But DC was so, like, you know, no matter how many people wrote in saying that they liked Lana Lang better than Lois, they would still be able to they twist the facts, you know. They thought, well, you know, we still, it's like, why bother polling the readers?
Right.
If you're not going to listen to them, you know. They're like, we like
Lana. You're wrong.
We like Lana. Lana just gets to be, you know, the also rat. I'm just saying, I just think it's funny that DC always came off as these guys getting drunk at lunch.
That was the accountant company, you know. It was like,
and they came in, they're like, these fucking stupid kids. These dummies, you know.
Have you ever heard
about Ace the Wonder Dog? These idiots, you know.
I don't know if you've ever heard this, but you should Google it. There's this really incredible recording that was put on a record, I think, of King Records distribution luncheon meeting, where it was just like that. It was like these old dudes just sitting around yucking it up and drinking and talking shit about the people that buy their records. And it's, I feel like I mean, I wish there was one of those. We should make one for DC back in like the 50s, you know.
Oh, it would just be, you know, oh yeah, I created Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
To the waitress, you know, it'd be like
right.
You want to see Superman? You want to see Superman? You want to see where all the magic happens, you know?
Right.
Fifth martini.
Lana, Lois, who cares what your name is?
And Kanigher's just putting the same script together again.
Mort Weisinger leaves the room and Julie calls him a fat cunt.
Right. While he's calling Julie a fat.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, who called who a fat cunt? I thought it was Julie called Mort a fat cunt.
Oh, did he? This is real?
Yeah.
That's, I wouldn't record and use that word just lightly anymore.
Julie Schwartz was a sexist and a piece of shit. So what do you?
Yeah, it was something like everybody thought they were great friends for years, and then when Mort died, somebody came in and told Julie, and he said, "That fat cunt." That was Julie's reaction, supposedly, something like that. I don't know. Julie wasn't.
None of the kids are listening to this now, right now.
No. Nobody listens to
Rated X.
It doesn't matter.
This is for adult comedy.
And I don't use that word lightly, so I've been just quoting.
Well, it's a quote.
It's a quote.
It's a quote, kids.
What
other gum cards? The DC gum cards.
What other?
That's right.
Who else had good horror comics?
Harvey had some good ones.
Yeah,
Harvey had some good ones. Yeah.
Which era are we talking about?
What?
Which era are we?
I don't know. For some reason, like Charlton keeps.
I keep
Charlton keeps entering my head because Pat Boyette.
Yeah, Pat Boyette, Tom Sutton.
I always feel like Pat Boyette made canned spaghetti. It's like
did.
Chef Boyardee. Pat Boyette.
He did, and he was a TV anchorman. Also, he made spaghetti, and he was a TV anchorman in Texas.
Was he?
He actually was. Yeah, I think it was Texas.
What, have you been hanging out with Roy Thomas?
I have been hanging out with Roy Thomas.
Oh, do me a favor. Tell him to go fuck himself.
Okay.
Did you know he created Pat Boyette? He created Charlton
He
Comics.
created Pat Boyette.
He
I
also
wouldn't be surprised.
created
Yeah, no, I
Conan.
mean, no, I'm almost as big a Pat Boyette fan as I am a Johnny Craig fan.
Wow.
Bold choice there. Let's see what
Yeah,
it goes
that's
with.
how hardcore I am.
This is the
Now, am I
limb that you
confusing
went
Pat
out
Boyette
on.
with Pete Morisi? Is Pete Morisi the guy that did the guy with the gun at Charlton? There's some cop. Who was the cop who made?
It was Pete Morisi.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
he was a Staten Island cop.
Yeah.
They probably would have kicked your
Probably.
ass at some point, Evan,
Oh,
if he was
probably. I
still
probably had
alive.
my ass kicked by members of the Morisi family at Neudorf High
Probably.
School, at the 7-Eleven, outside the comic book store, outside the Red Spot, outside all those places.
Right. Yeah.
No, Boyette's good. I like Boyette, but to me, Craig is just he's a gift that keeps on giving, because I think people take him for granted, and their eyes
Oh yeah,
gloss
completely.
over what he's doing. And
For sure.
he obviously was looking at Eisner. Some of his layouts are fabulous. That
Oh,
story
yeah.
about the guy who gets caught in the sewer, I think it's just called Sewer.
Sewer, yeah.
It's just, and everybody sweats.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And he
I
likes
mean,
to,
I always get the feeling like Pat Boyette was just cranking shit out. I mean, it's solid, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I think
feel
for
like
Charlton he was. So the two issues. I mean, I think he loved Peacemaker for sure because he created Peacemaker.
Yeah,
You could see love. But when he did those two Blackhawk stories for Dick Giordano in the '60s, I mean, he was actually pouring his guts into those.
yeah, no, those
But he
were
only worked
good.
for DC twice. I mean, he only
My
did
DC
those two
knowledge
issues.
is not as good as your, especially that section.
I have an encyclopedic knowledge about Pat Boyette. It's one of my mutant
He's
abilities.
got
Can you imagine if Pat Boyette came back from the
I actually
grave?
have Pat Boyette here.
Can you imagine if he came up from the grave and saw that there was this goddamn Peacemakers Series 2 on television?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell is going on in the world?
He'd have some money coming to him for sure.
If he could get it, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think.
I mean, what were the Charlton contracts like, for God's sakes? They probably weren't worth what they were printed on, just like the Pimp comics.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I would think like DC would manage to be shamed into giving him a chunk of money.
One would hope.
If he did come back from the dead.
Which I don't think is going to happen. I
don't
want anybody's hopes up.
It's almost Halloween, so we can have some hope.
Yeah, it's almost Halloween. I wanted to talk to you guys about horror comics as it's almost Halloween. Yeah, and also I'm lonely.
But the problem is I don't know Charlton horror very well.
Yeah, I don't know Harvey horror that well. I know the covers. The
covers are great.
There's some of the best covers.
Lee Elias and Warren Kremer did a lot of them, and I don't know if Howard knows. Now, the weird thing about Harvey, because I'm just learning about them from Sarah was collecting Black Cat stuff, and I always liked Lee Elias.
Yeah,
I always knew that I dug him. I have a page of his, one of the few pages I have. I traded it. I pulled a good one. The guy offered, I was like, okay, I will give you all the milk and cheese stuff for this big Lee Elias page. Thank you.
Wow.
No, when you get I've rarely been offered
the history of the Black Cat book is one of those weird ones where they don't know what to do with it when it peters out as a superhero book. It becomes Western. It becomes, I think, a romance, and it becomes a horror book. But she doesn't appear in the horror book. They just call it Black Cat Horror or whatever. I forget actually what they call it.
Actually, John Cook just recently informed me, because I was chatting with him a few months ago, that it's actually not. I always thought it was Warren Kremer, because Warren Kremer is always listed as drawing those covers, but he actually just laid them out. It's Howard Nostrand. Nostrand?
Yeah, Howard. Well, the thing
who actually drew them.
Nostrand is doing a straight Jack Davis rip throughout the entire run of the horror comics.
I have something sacrilegious to say in that I'm not a huge, particularly for his EC stuff, I'm not a huge Jack Davis fan.
All right, I have to go.
Okay.
No, I think here's the funny thing. I have said sacrilegious things about Jack Davis because I think Jack Davis is an amazing artist.
He's way better than me for sure. He has done amazing things.
Kicks everything, my entire life, but I don't love his. I don't love him as a humorist, even though I think he draws really funny. But I don't think his mad stories are not interesting. He got bad scripts. Him and Severin got bad scripts.
Yeah.
If you think about it, everybody considers Jack Davis this amazing humor artist, and I think it's more from his posters and his ads and
Yeah.
his
No,
illustrations than
I was
definitely. I
gonna
think
say that's his best humor stuff.
because
Yeah.
for sure.
even if he's given a halfway decent script by Kurtzman, he doesn't bring a lot of funny to the page.
No.
He's not like
No.
Elder.
No. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
he's not even
Yeah.
Severin brings more jokes to the page.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, Wally Wood and Elder and Severin. I mean, Severin got bum scripts also, but I mean, I don't know what it is, but I asked people, go, is there name me a Davis story from Mad that you love?
Right.
And it's like, I don't
No,
even
I'm
know.
with you guys. I agree. I think
Yeah. But I love his horror stuff more than I like his humor stuff.
I don't even like his horror stuff. I think once, when he starts working later in Help and stuff like that, I think he did stuff in Help. Anyway, when he's drawing like his Western characters or his Civil War characters, something like that, like he's peerless. Like that
Actually,
penmanship is
he does for
amazing.
the stuff he does for the war books is probably the best.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Those
It feels a
covers.
little like the eyes
I
feel
like it.
like they're always going two
Oh,
different
he's
ways.
always everything's slapdash. It's insane.
And for the guys that had to follow Harvey's layouts, I always feel like, you could see it with Elder, you could absolutely see it with Elder, you could see it with Woody, you could see it with Severin. Somehow, like I always feel like Davis just lost the layout somewhere. Like
They
the
don't have
Kurtzman
the
Cup.
flow that the others have.
Yeah, somehow like
my issue with him always, because as a kid, like we're all similar age. So for me, my first real introduction to him was the illustrations, or like
yeah.
probably like
I remember the
Wonder
movie
Bread
posters and
ads or some
record
shit,
covers.
But when I started seeing the comics, it's always too busy in the wrong way. Like
Right.
Elder's busy in the right way.
Yeah.
Right.
But Davis is just kind of a mess.
Yeah.
Just,
I think what I like about Davis on those comics is I think there's an amazing sense of movement and life to them, because he makes one sleeve look like it's a department store of linen.
Yeah.
Have you ever? The thing that's really cool is that I mean, I would just look through the EC books and I never would. And then the more my eye was staying with stuff, I never realized how many folds he would put into, and people's arms and legs are different size. I mean, the size of his anatomy and the sizes of his figures becomes grotesque.
I think that's
But
part of what
I'm a bigger fan of it. I still really, really like it a lot. I mean, something like Foul Play is insane. And I mean, his war covers, I think, are terrific. And some of the
I agree.
The Civil War stuff. I think he did some of the Civil War stuff. I can't remember.
I
now,
think
though.
so.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he's not my favorite though. I mean, I actually prefer Craig's. And I think there's a reason that they didn't give him a lot of crime work, if they gave him any at all.
Davis,
because he's just too outside.
Yeah, he's too lively. Yeah. There's too much going on in his panels or something. It's not. It's weird. You could say the same about Graham Ingalls. There's too much, inking with the spider legs and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that it sort of works. But not for Davis.
I think
for
there's
me,
a reason they didn't give Ingalls, certain stories also.
Yeah.
Right.
Because his people all look insane and like they're melting.
But it worked.
Yeah,
it worked for him.
He's got this one character face that he does almost all the time, which I realized, why was it bothering me? And for years I realized it looks like that actor, if I have his name right, John Delancey, who plays Q on Star Trek, and he was on Days of Our Lives.
Oh yeah.
But he's got that one guy who's constantly like looks like Q, except he's melting and he's crazy.
Right.
I always just think of Ingalls' face as this.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but you can't make it.
He's got the one face.
You can't make it. You gotta also.
Yeah, it's a little off. Yeah.
You've gotta have eyeballs. The thing is, he's like, it's almost like, how do you discuss Ingalls? Because it's just it's.
Well, I mean, to me, Ingalls was like really an outsider artist, and like even in that whole group, like I don't feel like he hung out. Like whatever the other guys were looking at to push each other, he was just like in his.
He wasn't looking at any of the other guys. Yeah.
No, he was just like, I'm doing this crazy shit.
I think he was looking at a bottle, unfortunately.
Yep, that would make.
I don't know if he was doing that back then though, but he.
And you get the feeling Jack Kamen also didn't hang out. You know, he had a
Kamen looked like he had a house to get to, and I mean,
right.
I don't think any of them hung out really.
I
No,
don't
no,
know, but I know what Robbie means. It looks like
yeah,
Woody's looking at Williamson is looking at,
Right. Well,
you know.
Williamson's got the Flegels. Everybody was looking at Davis at some point, because
sure.
I think the thing about Davis is that he's a machine. He's powerful, and there's nobody else
Yeah,
that looks like him. And I think
no,
that when he works with outlandish concepts, I think that, I mean, the thing is his acting and everything it's I can see why you might not go for it, but while I don't find Davis the most effective, when he's on, there's just something about the way, I mean, you feel like you could dip your hand in the pages and you'll come up with wet ink. There's just
Yeah.
something so
yeah,
amazing on the page, especially if you look at the IDW book. I picked that one up, and it's just the textures he can work out so quickly, and it's
yeah. I'd
just
like to see that. I
yeah,
mean, my
it's
memories of these things are also such crappy reprints, probably.
see, I
Like
only know them from
Yeah, but
I
I
mainly
got the
know
EC
them from
libraries.
the Cochrane libraries
I've
because
got some
Yeah,
of the
so I don't
libraries.
remember
that's
the
what I
color.
got.
My first The thing that's interesting for me is that I was not a I was I came upon EC in a weird way. I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat's not covering the crap right now because
Oh, now I hear it.
Good job.
she's not covering. She's just scratching everything else in sight.
Right.
I love her, but she's nuts. But I was sick. I was probably around 10 years old, and my friend Michael Kemper lent me two books, which like really like played with my head. One was it was either the Superman or the Batman 30s to 70s.
Okay.
Oh,
I forget who printed Crown may have
Yep.
published those. And
Yep.
so I was forced to read DC Comics. And it's the one that has the Batmite versus Mr. Mxyzptlk story, which I fell in love with. I just thought it was
Sure.
hilarious.
Dick Sprang. Yep.
And the other one was the EC Nostalgia Press book,
I
the
didn't have
hardcover,
that.
which I somebody sent me a copy of it, but it got damaged when I had some books damaged, unfortunately, and it's
huh.
very expensive. But it has like one or two stories by every artist, basically,
Oh,
Is it?
between the three horror titles and the Shock
when did that come out? In the 70s?
70, when Nostalgia Press was doing uh
Oh, right, right.
remember?
Is
Yeah.
it black
Yeah,
and white or in color?
they were in color. And
Oh,
they
okay.
also
That's
ran
so
they
weird. I don't know if I ever saw that.
I
What
don't
was
know.
really
I
it's
don't
the
have
one that
that.
has a new cover by Feldstein of somebody coming up out of a coffin while a guy is trying to get out. And it's called like the horror comics of the 1950s. It's about it's big. It's a
Okay.
hardcover. It's big.
I
And
should
Cool.
say before I diss Joe Orlando too much, I should say it's really Feldstein is my least favorite EC artist. I mean, he's good for uncomfortable, gross, stiff,
I like him
weird
more.
shit.
I like his style. It's so idiosyncratic and weird, and
It's very idiosyncratic,
people like
yeah.
are made out of clay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it
yeah.
works better than Joe Orlando because he was never going to be more Al Feldstein than he ever was then, you know.
The thing is,
Whereas
I like all the artists that that are well regarded, created basically had like a worldview and a style that set them apart from each other.
yeah,
Right.
And Orlando is very lesser Wally Wood. Didn't he work with him or something like that?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he's basically like a sane Wally Wood. And who needs that?
yeah.
I mean, I
But
love. He did a great job. He did a really decent job on Midnight Mess, which is actually in that nostalgia. I can remember most of the stories that were in that book.
is
Midnight
that a
Mess
horror
was a
story?
yes, it was adapted for the EC for the Tales from the Crypt movie.
Oh
No, I
wow.
think the Volta horror movie. It's the one with the vampires. The guy visits his sister, and he can't find and there's no one around, and she basically tells him, "Don't go out. Streets aren't safe." Blah blah blah. And of course, he doesn't listen, and he goes out, and the streets are full of people. It's a vampire town, and they
Right.
Okay.
tap him. Remember, it's the famous one where they don't
Oh,
he gets a menu and he's eating all this food and they think he's making jokes about it. He doesn't realize he's drinking blood and eating scabs
right, right.
and his sister is a vampire and told him not to come out and they string him up. They open up it's a really cool scene. They pull the curtains when they realize there's something wrong. Somebody else pull the curtains. There's all the curtains are covering up the mirrors and he's the only person who can be seen. And they string him up and they've got a tap in him in the
Right.
last panel.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I forgot that was Orlando,
That's
because it
Orlando.
feels like a Davis story.
I only ever think of the science fiction
Right.
Orlando, and that's kind of where it seemed like he was drawing closer to Woody than anything else.
Yeah, and I
The
think it
weird
was better
thing,
than
the
his
thing
horror
about
stuff.
Orlando is he never felt fully formed when he was drawing for EC. It's like, when he got to the later period, it looked like he was looking at stuff like Creekstein or something. His stuff got very pen oriented. His stuff got more open. His stuff, he started using zipatones.
Yeah.
It was weird. It felt like he never quite knew exactly who he was. He didn't start drawing like Joe Orlando to me until like, the mid 60s or late 70s and
And I don't know
the
that I
early
don't know that
70s.
material very well. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I
when
know
he
him better as an
was,
editor
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
the mystery books, which I didn't really read. But the EC book gave you a really amazing taste of every single, even Elder's in there because he did like 3 or 4 horror stories.
By
But
himself?
it also reprints it's the first time that the Angelo Torres, the infamous Angelo Torres story that never ran.
Oh, wow. I don't know that.
I think it was shot down by the Comics Code
Code?
for
Yeah.
Code.
being a little too creepy and weird.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
it's a science fiction story, actually. I don't think it's a horror story, but it's got horror overtones. And
Okay.
it first ran in that book. And that book, people talk about, can comics really be scary? And I don't think so, but when you're a kid, they can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these things scared the living shit out of me.
I was gonna ask, like, what's the scariest thing you ever saw, or you ever read in a comic book?
For me as a kid, it was Shoe Button Eyes by Craig by Gasly, which is about the kid who it turns out he's dead.
Okay.
I mean, a story about a dead
I've
kid
probably read it. Yeah.
he was beaten to death by his stepfather,
Oh,
who
wow.
also ripped the eyes out of his teddy bear, and the teddy bear rips the eyes out of the guy at the end. It's just,
Wow.
it's like, people say it's one of the happiest endings for a Ghastly story, and the kid is dead. I mean, who the fuck wrote about dead kids?
You
Yeah.
know,
In
I
the,
just,
I
I
mean,
just that just hit me. Like I was reading. You know what's great is speaking of John Stanley. John Stanley's horror stories
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
those are
what are
creepy.
they? I don't know them.
Evan, like they're online. You could just find
Yeah.
them. I
Yeah.
What
They're
mean, I
not.
No, but
can't.
I mean, who did he write them for? What were they?
He wrote him for Dell. I mean, and it wasn't it was like after Dell split from uh fuck
Gold Key?
yeah,
What?
when the two
What?
split. I'm trying to
What
think
was
of Whitman or
Whitman? Yeah,
Yeah.
Whitman was
whatever
in there.
the
Yeah.
yeah whatever the parent
Boy, are we
company
old,
was. But
old
yeah,
nerds.
yeah, but
No,
no,
I've never seen these, and
oh,
people
Evan,
don't.
they're great,
Well,
dude. You've
he's an amazing storyteller. It's just
And
ridiculous.
yeah, he is. And he wrote them. He laid the, believe he laid them out, and they were actually
So,
pretty creepy.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
They're actually really, really good. I would recommend them. And I read them. I'm still susceptible to being like creeped out by things. God bless me. And yeah, I was reading them a couple years ago, and I was actually a little uncomfortable. Some of them are goofy. Some of them are a little like dopey. Not intended to be dopey, but some of them are like that's not that scary. But some of them, I think the reason why I remembered is I think there's a yarn person or something, and the idea of a yarn person is dumb, but actually it was kind of creepy
Right.
in the story.
Dumb and creepy aren't mutually, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that can be effective even if it's dumb.
Right.
yeah,
Sometimes dumb is great because it's off the wall, and there's a disconnect that makes it creepy.
yeah,
A yarn thing is, it's like MR James stuff, a linen ghost.
Yeah.
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 It doesn't sound. I mean, I like stuff that's creepy and not. I like all the stuff, but I mean, I like that. Can't think of it. Yeah, I can only think of the face made out of linen in the MR James story. It doesn't sound scary at all, but it's creepy as
Well,
shit.
actually, I'm trying to think. There's I got a Blu-ray of the from the BFI. It's the Christmas ghost stories for the BBC.
Oh, I love most of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think what the hell is the famous title. Anyway, it was like
Whistle and I'll come to you, my lad.
yes,
Yeah.
and that's
That's
that
the
the
story.
ghost
That's the
the
story with the linen ghost. Yeah.
yeah, and the ghost is just a sheet, and that
Yeah.
actually scared. I mean, I watched it 2 years ago on Christmas Day.
It's really good.
It scared the fuck out of me,
It's really
Yeah.
good. It's very creepy, and
and
I
it's just a
love the
sheet.
who was I can't remember the director's Jonathan, shit. Well, anyway, yeah, there's the scenes where he's being chased by that shape in the background is perfect.
Yeah, and it's just a thing on a sheet. It's just a sheet on
Did you watch
like a wire.
did you watch there's a couple of them. I like all the M.R. James ones, the old ones. The new ones are pleasant,
Yeah,
but I don't
there
love
was a
them.
remake with John Hurt of Whistle,
I
and
haven't watched that one yet.
that
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
that scary. That actually wasn't that interesting because it's
The other
like,
one, oh God, I'm trying to remember what the name of the story is. This is killing me. The guy who finds the treasure, not the treasure is Abbott Thomas, but the one who he finds a crown. He's trying to dig up a crown. Uh, I'm blanking. I can't.
yeah, I don't know. I watched some of them maybe because the rest were in color or something like that on this one disc that I had, and
Did
but
you the
no,
Signalman? Did you watch the Signalman? That's a good one.
no.
No, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's Tale of Two Cities. Why can't I'm blank. I'm getting old. I'm blanking on Dickens. That's a Dickens story. They mostly did M.R. James, but they did the Signalman. I forget who's in it. It might be Ian. Oh, God, the guy from Alien, who's the milk robot. I can't. No, it wasn't him.
Oh,
It
Ian
wasn't Ian.
Holm.
It wasn't Ian Holmes. I can't remember. They're all pretty good. Those old ones are really decent up
The old
until
ones are yeah, the old
a
ones are actually
certain point.
creepier.
They
Yeah,
really are cool. But yeah,
yeah,
I found comics could scare me as a kid. They don't scare me now, but like if I read Junji Ito and certain manga, they're unsettling. They're just bizarre.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
find
think
that
for
it's a
me,
great mood.
like when I was a kid and finally found some 50s stuff, the ones that I wouldn't say they scared me, but they were unsettling were the ones that were really bad. Like the off-brand comics that were drawn kind of poorly, but had like creepy occult shit and like, you know, monsters, but they were just like there was something so inept about them that it kind of added to the
Yeah, no, I know
easiness,
what you mean.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like how
those,
cheap horror movies almost feel like you're there.
yeah, yeah,
They're so
yeah,
and cheap horror comics actually seem demented
yeah. They seem
sometimes.
like unhinged.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's one about a guy being chased by a tree, I think, that is so messed up. This guy, I mean, it just follows him through the streets. It finds him wherever he
I love
goes,
that.
and it's so demented. It's
Yeah,
kind of like ACG horror stuff and fantasy stuff was actually pretty decent in that it was almost DC like in art and in
Well, ACG was kind of a subsidiary of DC.
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
Yeah, it was like a shell company or something like
Well,
that.
because they did like Adventures into the Unknown, and
Yeah,
I forget what the other one is, and I
I
find them
forget.
really entertaining.
Forbidden Worlds or
Forbidden
something.
Worlds, because
yeah, 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 yeah.
they're like 40% weirder than DC comics, but with
Right,
that clarity
Yeah.
and that decent art, but they're
right.
weirder. They're
Yeah,
less concerned with being I mean, they're not EC at all,
No, no, no,
but
no.
they're decent, They're kind of neat. They're fun reads. I would love to pick
Yeah,
up more of that stuff.
they're really well drawn. I mean, they always have
yeah.
good
They
artists
have a
in
Yeah,
there.
really
they're
good team
solid.
on them. The
Yeah,
horror stuff, I just packed a whole bunch of it away that I wish that the British company that does a lot of the reprints of the old Golden Age stuff, PS Publishing, they're pretty expensive. I mean, I found a bunch of them on the cheap, and I got a bunch of them as a gift, and I just tore through them. And it's like
What are
Rob
they?
was saying, the ones that I really remember aren't necessarily these classic stories. It's these just dunder. There's an amazing one about a couple that drives into town. It's just pure zombie nonsense, and it is so disregarding of the reader's experience because it is just remember
right.
that Johnny Craig whirlpool story
Yeah,
that was in the Nostalgia Press book where it's the woman is talking to the three. She's haunted by these horrific creatures, and then she's having a dream, and she's being calmed down by these psychiatrists who are
right.
explaining everything that happened to her, and then it just repeats. Their faces melt. That's what those weirdo comics feel like. They just
Yeah, right, right.
they're hacked out. They don't feel like somebody's in charge of what they're doing. You almost feel like a page could be out of order, and
Well,
it doesn't matter.
it's like watching, chiller theater, it's like, you're not gonna really, watch James Whale Frankenstein. You're gonna watch, Carnival of Souls. You're gonna watch, I
Well,
mean,
yeah, Carnival of
that's
Souls is, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
but I mean, Carnival
Yeah,
of Souls is genius.
yeah,
But
Killer Shrews.
I mean, like low
Right.
ends,
Yeah,
like no
yeah.
budget, like, I mean, that stuff is actually more unsettling than
Some of the
big
companies are
budget stuff.
amazing because they knew that I mean, basically it was like shovel as much crap out as you can.
Yeah, yeah, right.
We're not
Yeah.
going to be here in a year. So like it's
Right.
those fly-by-night companies that make some of the most bizarre. I mean, it's like drunks and drug addicts are making your comics. And especially the pre-horror, the pre-code stuff.
Right.
It's just a
It's
lot of fun
insane.
because
Yeah.
they
Well,
don't
that
have to do special effects. So it's like you're watching the creepiest movies, and the art can be so. It's like if you're not a comics person, I mean, obviously there are laymen who could be, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes art just transcends its actual talent
it's
because
badness. Well,
sometimes
it's like
it
Feldstein.
or Ghastly. Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
it creates a mood that is not healthy, or
Right.
it's not a
Right.
very, you know what
Not
I mean?
coming from a healthiest place. Yeah.
Right. It's like you don't notice. You're not sure exactly what they're thinking when they're doing. I mean,
Right. It's not intentional is the thing. Their craft is them being
Yeah.
themselves to the
Right.
to the hilt,
and
but it's
some of them just draw some really obscenely weird human beings and creatures.
yeah, that
Yeah.
reminds me, for a while, like 10 years ago, I went through a thing. There used to be this magazine. It was like a sub Warren. It was
Right.
called Web of Horror. Do you
I've
Oh
know?
heard of it. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I think that
collecting
just got
those.
reprinted.
Are they? Oh yeah.
I think some
I think Fantagraphics just
Fantagraphics, I
reprinted them.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was collecting those for a while, and those are like Channel 5 at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah. I love that.
they're
Those
really
are
low
creepy
end
though.
creepy. Yeah.
It's sometimes like when I would watch Fright Night on Channel 9, because we all grew up. So, Paul Yelovich and I, we talk about this a lot about how we had access to so much stuff being in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the tri-state area, you had all the theaters, and you had TV that would stay on most of the night.
Right.
And you have this experience of you're a kid, and you have if you have parents who just let you do whatever because they can't deal with you.
As most of us did.
As the latchkey kids and the TV kids, and you turn on the television and you'd get a scene from you wouldn't even know the movie, like Night of the Living Dead or Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Right.
Not the Silent Night Bloody Night. Oh, Silent Night Bloody Night, which is the one with Mary Warrenov, which is about. There's a scene in there where somebody puts a broken glass to the camera's eye and it fills up with blood.
Right.
And it just and it's not well done. You see it years later and you go, this is really not very good, but it hits the
Gives an
spot.
impression.
These comics, and the thing is, the EC ones were the first things I ever saw that were horror comics, and I had nightmares. I had nightmares from foul play, from the gore. I still remember the Will Elder story is ridiculous, but it's the one about the fireman who screws over the old guy to get his job, and then he gets a call to go to a fire, and he realizes it's his house, and he jumps on the pole, and the pole is a razor blade. Makes no sense. How does a ghost do that? But the last panel is the guy's torso and head and his arms and legs.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just the feeling of having a razor go through your body that way while you're hugging it,
right,
flips you out. I didn't even think it. Well, this makes absolutely no sense. I can't be scared of this.
Right.
It just scared me.
Yeah.
And shoe button eyes and what was I think the Johnny Craig with the Starlight Starbright, because I was always afraid of death, so I didn't need to be. You're being buried. That was one of those, second First Boys. I can't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, EC scared the living shit out of me. But I never read the Charlton stuff growing up. I never read Creepy and Eerie.
Yeah, did you read Creepy and Eerie? Because that's
they were too adult looking.
Creepy and Eerie.
Oh, see, that's the stuff that I got really.
They were too. I wish I did, because a lot of EC guys were in there.
I didn't read it until I was an adult.
And then like stuff like Ditko doing all those wash.
Beautiful.
That's the best Ditko ever did.
Beautiful. I don't know how he did it, because there is no.
As a kid, like that was really my first experience with horror comics.
I was struck
they were
by
freaky.
I got some of the Dark Horse sent me some of the creepy and eerie stuff years ago, and I was like, I didn't know that Craig was in there doing some nice work.
Yeah, Craig's
Toast was
Great
in
shit.
there,
I own those.
yeah,
Yeah.
Toast. I mean,
and
the Toast stuff was.
but
Toast
I
stuff
thought
is off the hook. Yeah.
I thought Ditko's stuff was absolutely gorgeous.
That's probably the best Ditko ever did. His washes are just
Beautiful. But like
extraordinary.
I said
Yeah.
before, it's like I always joke, it's like there's supposed to not be any gray in his world, so I don't know how he did washes. La la la. But yeah, the eerie and creepy stuff, I would have loved it as a kid. It looked, the
Yeah,
covers seemed very adult to me.
Yeah.
I had the same reaction to heavy metal years later.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
just
I think that's the slight difference in our age. Like I'm just that much younger than you that I came to those things.
well, I'm 60.
Right. Yeah. So
I'm
I'm
59.
57.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
So
a huge difference.
it's huge. No, but
It's
I
like
think like,
Heinz.
I think like I came to those things at the right age, whereas
Yeah.
you would have been a couple years older, you know.
Yeah, I
Well,
stayed away
I
from
was
things
scared
that
of them.
look too
I also
scared
too
of
got
them.
adult.
lucky, I think.
Also, they were more expensive than comics.
They were more expensive, but you know what it really was there was and you remember this guy, Dave in Royal Oak, Michigan. Dave's Comics. He's passed away now.
Why do we remember that guy?
Evan knew
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was great, and he had, before he was in that shop, he had another shop, and he had all that stuff. So I would get those from him as back issues, and they were reasonably priced. So like I was able to get like stacks of them, and he also had the posters, like all those Bernie Wrightson, Mike Kaluta posters, Jeff Jones, all that stuff. So like I was able to get all that stuff when I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that was the right age. Like it really hit me like that. This is different than superhero shit.
Yeah, I was too creeped out by that stuff. Also, it's also access to comics was so weird because it was almost
hard.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw a Charlton comic on a rack.
Oh man, I was saying this to somebody on one of these recordings. Like, there was a store, there's a candy store that pretty much exclusively sold Charltons. Like everything
Really?
you could be assured, like they had every fucking Charlton. It was like
that store was owned by the like lesser mob families.
It was called, I think so, but it was called Terry's. It was like this kind of angry old Irish lady. I guess she was Terry. She was kind of scary. She was always really angry.
You had Paul Sweetshop on Staten Island. That guy was always angry and yelling at the kids. Always.
Yeah, but she always had Charltons. It was like you'd have, you didn't know if you'd see like the latest action, but knew for sure there'd be Dino, there'd be like Barney and Betty Rubble, there'd be
You get
Speed
Yang.
Buggy.
They have Yang.
That's where I first saw E-Man, and that blew my fucking mind.
Right. Yeah.
I
mean, I never saw Charlton, and I don't know where my friend Clifford got Atlas from because I never saw Atlas where I shopped. But
and they had Atlas.
I was not, of course. Yeah, that was definitely it was not the Lucchese or the Campino.
No. Yeah.
It was the Schwartzes, the Schwartz crime family. They got,
probably.
You want
that
these
place
Charltons?
Was great.
Here, have an Atlas.
Atlas, it looks okay.
It's okay.
Atlas actually, that scared me. There's an Atlas title that did scare me. Planet of the Vampires, #1.
Planet of the Vampires.
Yeah.
I just watched that movie recently. That's a pretty good.
But it's
good
not.
movie.
I don't know if they're related.
No, they're not. I don't think they are related.
Yeah. No, Vampires.
Planet
of the Vampires is Bava. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of aliens in there in the design.
Yeah. But this is reminding me my first experience with horror comics was I didn't even know, like, people just thought I liked comics, when I was like 8 or 9, and somebody, like a neighbor, said, I got something for you, you're gonna really like this. And I was like, oh, what is it? And then they came back with like a half folded issue of House of Secrets, and I was like, oh, I like this. What? I don't know what this is. I still remember it. It's got like a little girl. I think Luis Dominguez or something drew it, and I didn't connect with it at all.
Which book was it that they always had the little girl and the little boy on every cover? It was their through line. It was like these two kids that were always in danger. They'd be
pretty often. Yeah.
And it's a weird idea, because I don't think they appeared in comics inside.
Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't.
Yeah,
It's a kind of a brilliant idea. It's gotta
It
be.
is neat.
I don't think it's
very
Carmine. It's got to be Joe Orlando.
Joe. Yeah.
But I mean, the kids were the readers, and they wanted to be titillated, and then they thought,
When did the DC horror comics run? I mean, House of Secrets, House of
well,
Mystery, and I think there was the Witches. Wasn't there what,
Witching
third one?
Hour.
Witching Hour.
Toth, I
Witching
know, did
Hour.
something
Both to
for.
the
Yeah. So the House of Secrets and House of Mystery actually go back to the 50s. And it was kind of like a DC quote unquote horror in the 50s was pretty
One of the
tepid.
Cain and Abel that we know.
So that came in at the end of the
Orlando?
60s. That was Joe Orlando.
Yeah.
And they started realizing that the things that were selling amazingly for DC was always the horror comics. And therefore, like a lot of comics, you can see even with Superman, a lot of the covers had a horror bent to them. There was always a monster, there was always a reptile hand grabbing for Superman.
Right.
Like that. Batman was always walking down, a stone staircase holding a candle.
Right.
Mike Kaluta was drawing it. So, but that reminds me probably, and then the next horror thing that I was really into was Jim Apparo's Spectre, which was appearing in Adventure Comics.
I don't know how I got a hold of those, but there's the one that I read where there was one on an airplane, and I think he melted somebody. And
he's always melting people. Yeah.
The one where they cut somebody up like with a buzzsaw. I may have read those at my friend Michael Kemper. He was a DC fan because those fucked me up. That didn't make the Spectre's not supposed to, he was a superhero, right? You're not supposed to see the Flash tearing people.
Yeah, right.
It was a real disconnect, and it really scared the crap. Was that Michael Fleischer?
Yeah, Michael Fleischer wrote them. And Jim Aparo drew the living fuck out of them. They're gorgeous. The one that always comes to my mind is the Spectre makes a scissor grow giant, and cut a criminal in half. Which is pretty cool. It's funny because I was so susceptible. I don't know horror. I mean, I know horror comics because I was never frightened of horror comics, but I don't know horror as a culture because I was always too scared. I was always really scared of everything. I mean, I remember seeing, Carnival of Souls when I was like 7 or 6 or something. And that fucked me up for years. I mean, that just petrified me.
Yeah.
It petrified me. I was so frightened of it. But yeah, the DC horror I kind of actually liked.
Well, it wasn't really awesome.
Well, it's like
they were more like
it was more weird and occult type stuff.
I mean, they were kind of like a lot of people. I didn't care for them when I read them later, the few that I'd seen, because they kind of seemed like the one step beyond, as opposed to the Twilight Zone or Outer Limits. It was just this kind of.
They're polite EC comics.
But I remember seeing some Wrightson ones, which were very EC comics like.
Right.
See, yes, and that's the other thing is DC always, like, not so much for Marvel. The Marvel horror titles we can get to, but I mean the 70s Roy Thomas stuff, but DC, like Joe or whoever was editing them, always like was happy to try out new artists, and that's where Kaluta came from. I mean, also the Edgar Riceborough comics too, but that's where a lot of people just got their the entry into the business, like Wrightson. A
lot of the South American artists were on those books.
Yeah. And no shade against them, but the titles going downhill when like every story was drawn by a Filipino artist. Although, they drew them well, but
some of them, I mean, Creepy and Eerie. They were perfect for that.
Well, I mean, it was Wrightson who said when Nestor Redondo took Swamp Thing over from him, he said that guy outdraws me, and Nestor Redondo was fucking amazing.
Armando Gil, those guys were terrific, but they were ripping them off,
Yeah.
They're paying them nothing, but beautiful.
The thing is, it just kind of had a the thing when you never know who was going to draw. It felt more fresh when there was a kind of a house style to everyone that Tony DeZuniga was getting.
I really didn't, since I wasn't a big DC Comics fan I wasn't at all for a long time. I didn't like looking at that art. I found it very ornamental and flat. Now I'll look at it. I like everything.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're right, Evan. I mean, most of that stuff is all flash, and it
But I
doesn't
mean,
really.
a lot of it's gorgeous. But when it was paired up with the right title, the right writer,
Right.
it's.
Yeah.
I look at it now, like I look at the creepy and eerie stuff with the Filipino artists, and I think a lot of it's beautiful.
Some of that stuff is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, but in for DC Marvel, you know, I wasn't into the titles that they were really working on. You know, I mean, I don't even know if they worked on, but I like there were Marvel titles, the Marvel horror or movie tie-ins. I just wasn't really a big fan of. So I mean, I wasn't interested in Planet of the Apes comics, even though I was a fan of the movies. It just didn't, you know, I was fine with Jack Kirby's 2001 because
it was
it
bonkers.
felt right.
It's insane. Yeah.
Well, it was insane. I saw it before I saw the movie, but I mean,
Me
I was
too.
comfortable with it. Whereas, you know, South American artists, Filipino artists working on uh, some fantasy story, which just wasn't what I was looking for in comics at the time. Now it's
Right.
like, you know, I'll
Yeah,
look at anything.
I loved all that shit. I mean, Wrightson was my favorite for a long time.
Wrightson seems really like he was into Ingalls.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
His
fully
early
into
stuff
that.
is just, which
Yeah,
is weird because it's so weird because, you know, Wrightson's not Ingalls, so it's like it's so weird that he was able to do Ingalls so well without being nuts. Whereas,
right.
because
Yeah,
you
Right.
feel like
he liked baseball.
it's just, yeah, I think didn't he do that story about the guy who's eating frogs' legs? Or he drew
Yeah,
Yeah.
it. That's
yeah,
like the
Yeah.
only story I knew, and
yeah,
it was very easy to
Well, that's
see.
a pretty good story.
yeah.
It's the art that last panel sells it, the splash or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
So you didn't read Swamp Thing and you didn't read Tomb of Dracula, Evan?
To I really wish I read Tomb of Dracula. I feel like I was see it was hold on a second, sorry. I've told this story before, so I'll do it real quick. I'm sure I've told you guys. I got all my comics pretty much for free as a kid because my divorced dad would take us on Sundays
Oh wow.
and he'd take us to the Te Amo cigar and newsstand on Kings Highway. And in fact, I just found the neighborhood when I was recently, and it's gone. The one I used is gone. But he would take us there and just buy us stuff because it was easier than talking to us. So my sister got every week, and he had money. He was an electrician. He was doing well. So I bought every Marvel comic book I wanted, whatever came out every week.
Okay.
A couple of magazines like Starlog or blah blah blah. There was no Eerie. They didn't carry Eerie or
That's
Creepy.
weird.
I never
Yeah.
saw it there.
And no
And
Charlton's, huh?
no Charltons, no
No
Atlas,
Atlas.
but they carried Archie
Harvey?
and Harvey. And my sister bought all the Harveys and the Archies. And when I was done with my Marvels, I'd read all the Harveys and Archies because
Right.
they were good
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
Dr. Energy versus Richie Rich. Although I don't like Richie Rich, but I mean, you know, he's a dick. But I
Right.
mean, I liked all those comics. I like Casper, especially Spooky and Hot stuff.
Yeah, oh
But
yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like a jerk, I couldn't figure out, you know, dummy, take your stupid dad for every dime he's got. Buy the DCs anyway.
Right.
It's free reading.
So
Yeah.
you had free reading, but you didn't buy like Frankenstein or Werewolf by Night
No, I
or
see that's the thing. I only bought superheroes and Howard the Duck, sort of. If that doesn't count, I get it's not a superhero, but there was
it's
some
not a superhero,
crossover.
it's not a
But I did
horror.
not buy Conan. I did not buy. I mostly didn't like anybody who didn't have a costume with it. You know, if you didn't wear a shirt.
Yeah, I was like that too, yeah.
So I wasn't into fantasy comics, although I did buy Weird World. I remember that because it was Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings like. But I
Yeah.
didn't buy Tomb of Dracula, except for the Spider-Man annual or Giant Size that he crosses over into. And I
Right.
love Gene Colan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why I should have bought Tomb of Dracula,
Yeah, that
but
seems
I
like
didn't.
a
I didn't buy Son of Satan, and I very rarely bought Doctor Strange, which was another mistake.
son of Satan. Dude,
Oh,
did Robbie, did you buy any of the horror
oh, yeah. All that. I loved all that stuff. I don't.
like
It's
did you
funny.
like the characters though, like Tomb of Dracula and Swamp Thing
Oh,
and
yes. I mean, Swamp Thing was huge. Tomb of Dracula, I liked. I didn't have like every issue, but I really loved it. And because Gene Colan was just
Yeah.
so fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, Moon Knight, not no, not Moon Knight.
Werewolf by Night?
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf
Werewolf
by
by
Night.
Night. Yeah, that shit always creeped me out because it was like it was
Because
similar in
it's
the way it was.
grubby.
Yeah, it's grubby. It's like
Mike Plug.
I was gonna say, isn't that Plug?
Mike Plug inked by Franco Schermonte or something like
that.
Yeah, like really uncomfortable pairings.
Yeah, and it felt
like
like
kids on the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely made you feel imbalanced
again. Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
At least it's not Jack Abel on the.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Too stiff on that.
But yeah, I loved all that stuff. And the fantasy stuff too. I mean, I found Frazetta early enough that, you know, and Krankle also from paperbacks. So there was a really great, when we moved from Cincinnati to North Jersey, there was a really great new old stock paperback store in Morganfield. So I went in there with Greg, and I used to go all the time. And they had all those amazing
Greg Benton.
Yeah, Gregory Benton.
Gregory Benton.
Yeah, name check. But they had all those amazing Frazetta covers and the Roy Krankle Tarzan stuff, and Jeff Jones was doing stuff. And so like I kind of was absorbing it from both sides. But also I was a voracious reader, and I always felt like the books were way weirder and scarier to me than the comics. The comics were pretty, and like I loved comics, so I was going to buy them anyway. But the books really like took me to another place and creeped me out. A lot of those,
interesting.
Even the Tarzan stuff was just so weird, and like
there was no comics code on a lot of those. But you know, nobody was really checking the books.
No,
and so a lot of it was like old Weird Tale stuff, really deranged.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff. So we had a good store on Ralph Avenue in Brooklyn. I never had enough money to try a lot of these things, but I would look at them. You know, I still remember, you know, the Frazetta and a lot of those artists that I did. I mean, I loved, but to me, I still like cartooning more than painting. But I never would pick the books up and look through them because I knew I'd want them. So it's like I remember back then, you'd be like,
right,
you didn't even realize this stuff was old. Like I didn't realize Doc Savage was ancient, and then who's this fucking Perry Rodan? I still don't know who the fuck Perry. I think he's a German. I don't know what the fuck he is, but I knew he had the same last name as the Godzilla monster.
Right.
But I mean, the art was terrific on a lot of these things.
But I was like you, Evan. I like if it didn't have a costume character in it, I kind of wasn't interested in. And like you said, like Krankle and Jeff Jones, it felt too adult to me somehow.
Same here.
And Frazetta,
I like looking at it, but it wasn't. I didn't want to delve.
Yeah, it was kind of titillating to look at, but it felt like it wasn't supposed to be for me.
Right.
Like
it was like band painting.
I mean, that's what I liked about it, because I knew it wasn't.
I don't get what's going on.
Yeah, you were.
I always was into weird shit.
Iconoclastic.
You're a deviant. You deviant.
I was a deviant. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I was scared of a lot of that.
Well, wait a minute, Evan. You by this. How early did you find the ECs, and then you weren't interested in getting Warren?
No, I told you I got that one Nostalgia Press book that my friend lent me.
But
and it scared the living shit out of me.
Oh,
so but weren't Warrens out by that point? You didn't.
No, I never had seen them.
He didn't. They weren't.
Remember,
weren't
I said
available.
I didn't see Warren and Creepy. I didn't see Atlas. I didn't see Charlton.
Okay, and the DC.
We didn't get a lot of Dells in our neighborhood either. Well, you know, you weren't getting Pink Panther. Or,
well, there were very few Dells, but Whitman by that point, yeah.
Yeah, Whitman, right?
Or Gold Key when we were really young.
With those creepy covers that were just really bland. You know, those monochromatic.
Yeah.
Very weird, boxy. I mean, they looked like they were from another planet. They just didn't look right.
They did look like
they're very
Argentinian comics.
Right. It looked like they were bootlegs.
Yeah, they look like bootlegs.
You get those with your Seder Masters on the corner.
Yeah.
By the way, you should look at the Seder Masters that are on eBay right now, because
they're insane, dude.
Robbie sent it to me.
The giant head. It's not even on the back of the cards for the toys that Steven bought. Seder Masters.
Expensive.
Steven bought us all Seder Masters, which were bootleg Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle type. Didn't you get them at a bodega or something?
Yeah.
Like the patent pending, and the back and the characters were all named. I can remember most of them. Who did you get? You gave me Shiley Horneram. What a name!
What did I give you, Robbie?
Wasn't I Cheeking Momia?
You might have gotten Cheeky Mamiya or Did Kyle get Mad
Oh,
Garinka?
Mad
You
Garinka.
got
That's
Mad
what I had.
Garinka?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I gave Badger. I think I kept Podleski,
Podleski.
who was
And
a
there was
dog.
Cheeky Mamiya, Watchful Olamo. I mean, it's a stupid. But there's one on eBay right now that is not on the back of the card, and it's terrifying. It's got like a.
They're all terrifying. They're
I know.
So bad.
For
They're
how much?
amazing. They're amazing. I
For
still
how
have the back
much?
of the card that you got me. The
I
one
wish.
that
I wish. I mean, maybe somewhere I
you
have
colored. You remember you colored everybody who it was black and white the back. They couldn't even have a color card on the
Oh
back.
my God! I colored it.
It was
That's
horrible.
pathetic.
Oh, Satyr Masters from Abyss. Those are like those comics what we were talking about earlier. They just
It's
kind
true.
of
Yeah.
who made it's like they went through a translator 7 times.
How much is it selling? What's you see on eBay right now?
Hundreds of dollars, some of them.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, they're really rare and they're really funny. And there's also people who collect only bootleg toys.
Oh, okay.
Like Mexican bootlegs and these things just nobody knows much about them because they're like from the abyss.
I've tried finding like a history. There's like very little information.
If you look up Satyr Masters from Abyss, there's like 10 things and 3 of them are me talking about them.
I was going to say the first thing that comes up is an interview with you.
Because I took pictures. I scanned the backs and the front, and I put it on my live journal. And I every couple of years I go, hey people, go look at it. Go look at.
Oh, see, you were the one driving up the prices.
One guy remembered that they made it into Instant Piano, the Satyr Masters.
Yeah.
Kyle put some kind of poem about them.
Right.
Like,
right.
Shiley Horneram, Med.
Silly Cocky.
One of them was named Silly Cocky.
Silly Cocky. That's right.
Silly Cocky. That's right. Silly Cocky. Yeah.
This is a Taiwanese factory that's just taking the piss out of the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Silly Cocky.
I actually found my original Instant Piano booklet that we made, the Xeroxes.
I should have it somewhere. I hope I still have it.
The one that wasn't printed. It was pre the one that we actually.
One that Kyle did the yard dog.
Probably.
Yeah. He did the contents page, and then his lawyer got that Harris Miller dude got involved.
And then
big important comic book.
Yeah, and then we broke up before we ever actually got published.
Well, it's good because the second version of #1 was better than the first, I think.
That's true. That's true. But it's just kind of an oddity.
I've scanned that cover and I put it up somewhere, but I don't know if I have the interior anymore.
So, but you didn't. So you already saw EC, but you didn't you weren't going to look at DC or Marvel's horror titles.
No. And I was a horror fan.
Because they just looked too polite to you?
No, I told you I only like superheroes. Well, actually, DC, yeah, I guess too polite was a good way of putting it.
Well, you didn't only like superheroes because you like DC Comics, so.
But you're not following. I had that book. I borrowed that book. It went back to Michael Kemper as soon as I was better. I was sick.
Okay.
He gave me comics to read. One was the Batman or Superman 30s and 70s. He knew I was not a DC fan. We argued about it all the time.
Okay.
And he gave me that EC book. He must have just gotten them new or whatever. But he didn't need to give me Marvel books, but he just gave me, these were the 2 books he lent me. I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
And I still didn't get into DC. I liked the imps. I thought they were funny.
Right.
Like that comic was like a Harvey comic to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And,
right.
But Man-Wolf was okay. Werewolf by Night, I was not interested in. That's really the best way I could describe it.
Okay.
Man-Wolf had a costume.
He had a costume.
Man-Wolf had a costume.
Shirt or something stupid.
He did. He had a yellow tunic. Why they needed a Man-Wolf and a Werewolf by Night, I don't know. But at least Werewolf by Night birthed Moon Knight, so it had some value.
Yeah.
I didn't like Moon Knight either, but that's 80s already, I guess. I mean, he was just too. I love the Batman TV show. I love the Superman movie. I was not into DC Comics until I was in high school, and I was out of comics completely. And Tommy Lynch and Mark Amundsen in my art class kept telling me about I should pick up George Perez has gone to DC.
Oh.
And I was like, and they were telling me stuff about the new Teen Titans.
Right.
And I went and picked it up at Paul's Sweet Shop where the guy yells at you. And I loved it. And I just then I got back. It was terrible. It was just like, I overdosed Marvel, DC, whatever the hell came along. And then when I got the job at the place that ended up becoming Jim Hanley's, he had everything.
Right.
He had the Spirit. He had the EC. That's when I got back into EC because I was looking at the Tales from the Crypt box set, and I'm like, that's what I'm putting my $2 trade and $2 cash in. And I didn't have I was 18, I guess. I walked it home a mile and a half. I didn't have a car.
Wow.
And I just
That's
because
just heavy.
I was getting into everything, but I got me into Spirit, and then Love and Rockets, neat stuff, all that stuff.
Right. I was going to say, because by then you got all the independents are blown up. So,
and I was reading. It's funny because I forgot. I was reading the horror comics that Eclipse was putting out, which were basically Warren comics. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Except
Eclipse
Bruce
put out horror comics. I must have missed all that.
Eclipse.
Yeah. I didn't
put out like they had science fiction horror titles that were very EC like.
Oh, Bruce Jones's thing.
Alien Worlds.
Alien Worlds. Yes.
Corbin,
I was reading
Corbin
those.
was doing stuff. So in a way, that's how I kind of first saw it. Also, it was free to read everything. So I would read Jimbo. I would read Raw.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what to make of Jimbo. By the time I decided I wanted to buy it, it was gone. It sat for like a year on the shelf, the original one, the cardboard one. I mean, you could read anything. So I was reading and sitting down reading everything at Hanley's at the Fantastic Store. But I got heavy back into EC because I love the artwork and the shtick. I love I just love the presentation and the feeling that we're all in this together. Us,
right.
The publisher was cool, the artists were cool, the kids were cool, the fan clubs were cool. Everybody, it's basically, you could see how it fed into Mad. It's us against them.
Yeah.
We're the commies, the blue noses, the pearl clutchers, the senators, the advertisers. They stink. It's just us.
I think I have all the science fiction titles. I don't have all the horror titles. I just have a couple.
I have every box set.
And
it took me like 25 years.
My favorite is like the New Direction, psychoanalysis and MD, and
I think they're a lot better than people think. I don't think people read them.
I think they're great.
I think people
they're great.
Read them.
And then my last purchase was 15 years ago or something, was the magazines. When everything went to a magazine, I haven't read those.
Which you mean the Picto Fiction?
Yes.
I have the box set. I cannot afford the individual comics. See back there, I think I've got the Vault of Horror, I've got Crypt, and I've got Haunt of Fear and Mad. Oh, Mad's right ahead there. I love them. Plus, if you get enough of them, you can put your TV stand on it. You could.
Right.
It's furniture at this point. Two-Fisted, Crime, Shock, Weird. Two-Fisted is actually an enjoyable title. I was surprised.
Two-Fisted is great.
Yeah. I was really surprised. I think Severin takes over as editor on it.
He does, yeah. It becomes all.
That's right. Doesn't he have a recurring character or something? These two dudes.
Are they like mercenaries or something? I can't remember what they are.
It's really interesting though that EC has, let artists become editors and it not quit the books as artists, that they were able to.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it does give it a spin that a lot of other companies just didn't have.
Well, that's kind of what Carmine did at DC when everything was falling apart at DC in the 60s. It was like, well, let's Dick Giordano, you're an editor. Joe Orlando, you're an editor.
Yeah.
Joe Kubert, you're an editor.
Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby, you're an editor. That's when that was a kind of a resuscitation for DC.
It's really funny because I wish that I was into DC at the time because I would have loved a lot of that stuff, especially the Kirby stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't come to the Demon and Commandy and all that stuff until I was like in my 30s. I just never got around to it, and it might be my favorite Kirby stuff, his 70s stuff. There's just something the Captain America in 2001, and it's just. And all that. I mean, I can reread the Demon and Commandy constantly.
Yeah.
And as much as I love the FF, I don't pull it out as much as his other 70s, his later stuff, because it's just pure nutty Kirby.
Yeah. I think my first exposure to Kirby was actually his Sandman. His DC.
I love
his
Golden Age?
No.
The number 1
70s title.
I love that comic.
That shit was bananas. I think it really confused me.
It was one of the only DC. I can remember the DC comics that I read like during my Marvel Zombie period on 5 fingers. One was because I was sick, and 2 different people bought me Shazam that had a talking frog cover. There was a frog in somebody's hand,
Wow.
and I like Captain. I actually liked that. And there was a Flash issue I read, and I liked the Flash a lot as a costume. I just didn't care for the comics.
Right.
And yeah, that somehow that's Sandman #1, and I loved it. I loved Brute and Glob. I mean,
Yep.
kind of a horror comic,
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, for
you
sure.
know.
Yeah.
And I loved it, and I loved that costume. It's nuts, but I love that collar.
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
that there were more issues
hard.
until
There's not a lot. What is it?
Isn't
there's
Like
like
a
2 or
year?
3. It's in the omnibus that DC
No,
did.
I think there's more. I think there's 6 or 8, maybe.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say 5, but I don't really know actually. Maybe Evan's right. I have no idea. But there's not very many.
Not many. No.
I
The
loved
first
it.
one was actually by Joe Simon and Jack.
It's
It was
just
Yeah.
kind of a
yeah,
weird thing. And then Woody inked one of them. Wally
Yeah,
Wood
yeah.
inked one. That's really weird.
Wood over Kirby is so nice.
I'm not
Yeah.
a fan.
No,
No,
uh,
Wood overpowers everything, and if you can
I
overpower
don't
Jack
mind it
Kirby,
on,
that's
but I think Kirby's
extraordinary.
strong enough to take it. I like that strip that they did together a lot.
Well, that feels like a different animal to me. And Sky, and I actually have never read it. Sky Masters.
It's fun. It's Challenges the Unknown.
I'm sure. I don't know why I've just never had it.
It's
I think there's
because it came out from Greg Theakston, and who the hell wants to throw
well, that could have been part of
money
it,
at
but
that
I think
guy?
somebody reprinted it nicely recently or something
Yeah,
like that.
I didn't get it. I'd like to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it either,
I mean,
but
I'd like every Kirby other side. I don't remember reading a lot of the Black Magic stuff. I didn't buy that. I mean, it's crazy. It's not great, but I like, I'll take mediocre Kirby any day, feed it to me. I'm
yeah.
fine,
For some reason that stuff still doesn't register to me. Like it's not that
There's
interesting to me.
there's a story that I think now I can't remember. Fantagraphics put together a bunch of various horror comics from the pre-code, and I don't know if there's a Black Magic in there, but there's one that a guy gets guy gets run over by a steamroller and becomes a flat murderer.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds
yeah,
familiar. Yeah.
It's insane, and I
yeah.
don't know if that's Kirby or not, but I know he does some weird story where there's somebody living in an attic. But I mean, he did everything. He did every trend and
Yeah.
genre.
Oh
So
Yeah.
I always forget that. I think that there's a British edition of Simon and Kirby horror stuff that I haven't gotten around to because it's
Okay.
expensive.
I
But I'd
only
like to
recently
check out.
started reading My Date, is it called? His
Yeah,
his teen humor stuff
yeah,
with
yeah.
Joe Simon. And it's wonderful. It's not as interesting as a lot of stuff that they've
I
done,
just
but
started reading uh I read the first
Oh,
omnibus of
those are
Newsboy
great.
Legion, and I
Yeah.
those are
really
amazing.
enjoyed it. I was surprised how Boy Commandos I'm having less of a good time with. It's all,
Yeah.
there's a certain flow to the other stuff where they're beating up sympathizers and racketeers and stuff, and there's some variance to it. But the Boy Commandos stuff is, I always found, a kid gang fighting the war is just a bizarre.
Yeah,
I mean, it was super popular, but it's not
yeah.
like
Oh
the
yeah,
kids.
yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah.
kids can't really seem to do anything game changing. So you're stuck with 5 children getting shot at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
similar experience. I just never had any interest in Boy Commandos, but Newsboy Legion always fascinated me.
I like the Newsboy Legion a lot.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how much I'm reading Kirby Sandman, the Golden Age one.
Oh yeah.
That stuff's
Those are
fucking
super cool.
phenomenal.
And
Yeah.
I'm really surprised how much I'm enjoying them.
They're great.
I avoid a lot of Golden Age comics because they're terrible, a lot of them. But
That's what I love about them.
yeah, but I mean, I mean, I had at one point I had all the DC archives, and except for like 3 of them. I sold a lot of them off when we were super broke a few years ago, which was
I,
stupid because I didn't check the back. I had a lot of them signed by
Ah,
Silver Age guys.
I think you gave me at least one.
Well, good for me. No, I mean that
You gave me Wonder Woman.
the Wonder Womans are demented.
Oh yeah, they're completely
oh,
demented.
Those I enjoy. I don't know if we have any more. We might have had a double, but I kept some of them. But if you read the Golden Age Spectre, you will sleep for years.
I like those.
He's the dullest agent of God ever.
And Dr. Fate is pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't get into them. I love Dr. Fate's costume, but it's just
those.
to me the Spectre. It's the same book. It's like these weird long shots of everything. These just two little
That's
doll-like
because he's
your kitty, your cat just ran
that's
past
because
you.
he's always growing huge.
Right.
No, he wasn't. He was
Spectre.
just flying after things. It was
Well, yeah, he's often flying through space too, where he's grabbing the
I
tail
did
of a
like the
comet.
I enjoyed the Justice Society things because the formula is so ridiculous.
You know, I tried reading the Justice Society recently, and I was bored to tears.
Oh yeah, they're terrible. I had to
they're
take them.
horrible. Yeah.
I had to take them in like one at a time. But
yeah,
so...
as a kid though, that it was so fascinating to me. Like I just the idea of it. The comics were horrible.
Yeah, but you can see why people loved it. How an insane idea to get everybody to get all the wrestlers in one ring.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But they couldn't. I mean, like they didn't know how to design villains. They didn't get the concept of super villains.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was always that, and they would always have to split up to fight. 5 gangsters here, 5. It was.
Well, yeah, it all just turned into individual stories.
Yeah, they needed the Ultra Humanite and Per Degaton and dummies like that to show up.
Yeah,
right.
Ragdoll and all that weird stuff.
Well, that's why they improved. Once the Justice League came along, they figured it out.
Plus, they got Sikowski and.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's
crazy. True. Sikowski. The day that I decided to accept Sikowski in my heart was a big deal.
Well, I spoke to Howard Chaykin a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him a question that I ask a lot of people: who's an artist that you didn't like when you were young, but you actually came to appreciate? And he pulled out Mike Sikowski, and I was pretty impressed. I mean, I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. I mean, Sikowski.
A lot of DC people were that for me, especially if they were of the Kniff school.
Yeah.
Because I did not go for adventure strips and newspapers as a kid. I like humor stuff.
I had to grow into it. Yeah.
But so yeah, I didn't. So what? I mean, I actually still have no. I read when Marvel started doing the Essentials, those black and white phone books. I got a bunch of those from some, I don't even remember where, and I got the Frankenstein one, which I think Plug did the first few issues of that.
Plug did a couple issues. Yeah.
I still have my review notes because I was going to write it up for my I found them a few months ago on my computer because I was reviewing comics on my my live journal, which I didn't which was stupid because I didn't realize some of the artists would read them. So I found that out when I had Tony Moore post something about it, and I was like, that I wrote about Walking Dead for volume 1, and I was like, oh snap. And he agreed with me about everything pretty much, but I also liked the art a lot and didn't like the writing, so he was like fine with that. But I was like, I had no idea. Anyway, side thing. But the Frankenstein comic is one of the worst things I've ever read in my life. Not the Dick Grayson Frankenstein, which I would love to have more of. But
it's the reason it didn't last. John Buscema drew at least one issue too, which was, I think, really quite beautiful.
Started, and then Buscema comes in, and then I'm not sure who comes in. It's a lot like the first 6 Hulk issues. They had no idea what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
instead of changing every issue because it takes place in ye olden days,
right,
and then takes place in ye modern days, except the Frankenstein monster somehow travels in time, and I mean, it's just idiosyncratic in a bad way. They're just terrible comics.
Actually, what's interesting is in Phantom Stranger, DC's Phantom Stranger, there was a backup. The backup when Jim Aparo was drawing it, and Len Wein was writing it in its real heyday in the early 70s. It was called Son of Frankenstein. It's drawn really weird by Bernard Bailey, the guy that created
Bailey,
the guy that created the Spectre and Hourman. It's really odd.
I like Hourman
and off.
Son of Frankenstein? I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know if you'd like it, Evan. It's really odd and off. I think Marv Wolfman actually writes it, because those were the days when Marv was originally at DC. But it's right, Robbie. It's off.
I love them. They're really strange.
I've never heard of this. Wow.
Really, and he draws it like with a fist, right? Like, I mean,
it's really liney and crude.
It's crude.
It's like if
crude.
Paul Norris had to draw with his left foot or something like that, and he kept.
Hold on 1 second. I want to try to find something. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I forgot about those. Those are incredible. I collected those just to get those backups. Because the Phantom Stranger stories at that point are not great.
They're okay. I mean, Len. I mean, everything back then was like the art. The art was really nice. You know, Jim Aparo did a great job.
Yeah, but the story.
It's pretty, but the stories are like I don't know why he's a great character. You know, when he's more like the mysterious traveler, just this strange guy who keeps walking through life and appearing at the weirdest times. And then Len turned him into Dr. Fate, essentially the magician of the DC universe, and it was just like corny. He had villains and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's corny. Yeah, it just didn't. It lost the sort of ethereal nature of the book.
Yeah,
I liked it in the beginning. I really loved that book.
Yeah,
I thought talking about Bernie Bailey and some of these things, I thought I had some of my Harvey horror comics at hand, but I think I boxed them up because I went through them for like the third time because they're just fun. If you don't want to read a lot, they're fun. But because there's a guy whose name I mess up every time. For some reason, it made me think of Rocky Monstresorio.
Oh yeah,
how the hell? He's all over the Harvey comics.
He's all over Charlton comics.
Yeah,
Monstresorio or something.
I always want to call him Monsteroso, which is one of the.
I mean, that's as good a name as any. Yeah, he drew the Fightin' Five at Charlton.
Oh yeah.
That shit's great.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's funny because the Mysterious Traveler is. I've got a couple of the books that Fantagraphics was doing a DiECAH series.
Yeah, I'm still working my way through them.
Yeah, they're fun, but they're like clouds. They just float by. It's hard to remember anything except Mysterious Traveler tells you here's a story, and then he
right.
And yeah, I usually read those like last before I'm going to bed, and like the next morning I'll be like, what was that story? And I'll realize like I didn't actually finish it, so I just go back to the title page, and I don't think I ever finish a story because I keep falling asleep in the middle of it.
I reread a lot of the PS Publishing titles. I reread them like every year for the hell of it, and it's really hard to remember what I don't have that head for. Like I have to write everything down. Like what books do I have? Because I'll buy the same thing twice because I'll read the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Like that flat guy, the flat man who gets run over by the roller. Right. It's in a Fantagraphics book, but it's also in one of the PS books, the original, whatever it came from. And I'll forget these things constantly. I'll watch the same movie twice in a year. Did I watch this? And Sarah's like, we watched this. No, we didn't watch. I'd remember if we watched Slugs. Oh shit, we watched this, didn't we? Yeah, we watched Slugs. How do you forget that you watched Slugs? I mean,
I would think I would remember if I watched Slugs.
It's a disgusting movie too, so he should have. I just wanted to, since I had it at hand, I want to see how many Sandman comics. Because man, I'm sorry, I'd rather read Kirby's Sandman than the one by the Predator.
You mean the ones that Robbie colored?
Yeah.
Where is this cover art? Now I can't even figure.
Maybe it's 7 issues.
Forget it. I can't.
I think it's 6.
Well, if he didn't do all of them, they'd probably not reprint.
Yeah, I don't think he did all. I think he inked.
This looks like they only put in Sandman #1.
Well, that's weird.
I read that thing
more than one.
I read that thing to death. It was like the only.
Oh, it's incredible.
Oh, yeah, they only put.
So cool.
They only put now to ride the sound waves back to base. We're ready to return to the Dream Dome, Sandman. You can't even blame that crazy dialogue on Kirby because that's Simon.
Yeah.
Holy moly! But yeah, I couldn't find. I thought that they had put more of the Sandman issues in there. Oh well. It's funny because the Sandman stuff is a lot like their Black. Black Magic.
Yeah.
They were very dream oriented. We'll pay for your dreams.
I love those. There's DC. What they made? What, like 5 or 6 of those too?
The Black Magic.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, they were just reprints.
They were all reprints. Yeah.
There might have been 1 or 2.
I didn't know that at the time because I was just a kid.
You know what I don't have is the magazine, The Spirit World.
I don't have that either. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Do you have that, Robbie?
Yeah,
I took
somewhere.
it out from the
Awesome.
library. It's bizarre. It's literally you're in hell. There's
Yeah,
a prison in hell,
yeah,
Really?
yeah,
and this dude, the horror host, is the warden of this prison in hell.
yeah.
It's
It's awesome.
Oh,
pretty
that's fucked up.
bizarre.
Yeah, it's
Does
pretty good.
Vinny ink it? That's inked by Vinny or
Uh,
Royer?
Probably Vinny.
I don't know if
That's
I don't
probably why
think
I
it's
don't have it. Like the Days of the Mob, that's inked
The
by
Days
Vinny.
of the Mob. Yeah,
I don't have that. Yeah,
that's like the most unfortunate because man, that thing could be like so cool. But yeah,
I love Royer on Kirby.
oh yeah, that's the best.
Royer's
Absolutely.
amazing.
I listen to he talks more than I do. I bet him at Heroes, and I just stood online listening to him the whole time. He's a piece of work. But
I met him once or twice, but I don't remember.
was it when he was at Disney?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he literally was like, "Oh no, I'm talking to the girls first," and I was like, but he wasn't creepy like Steranko doing
Right.
that. Steranko wouldn't take a photo with a guy with somebody. I forget who it was. They're like, no, he literally wouldn't take a picture with me.
Whoa.
He was only taking pictures with women. Brilliant.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's a horror comic,
Yeah, serious.
Steranko. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I'm trying to.
He did a good Tower of Shadows story.
I was
I
gonna
forgot
say,
about Tower of Shadows.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tower of Shadows has there's a Wrightson story.
I
There's
think Fantagraphics is publishing all that stuff. It's
Yes,
really
they
weird
are. Yeah.
how
oh, that's
Marvel is just piecing out every bit of their history.
I know this because I bought Howard. They're doing like by artists, so
They did
there's a
they did
hardcover of
yeah,
Howard stuff
yeah,
that he did,
yeah.
really
like Monarch Starstalker and Dominic
oh
Fortune.
Dominic Fortune.
Dominic
Uh,
Fortune. I
I
love
remember
those.
Yeah,
he was in a Marvel premiere. That's the only one I saw of him.
right. Yes,
Cody,
Cody
Starbucks.
Starbuck,
right,
but
right.
that wasn't for
That
Marvel. I don't
was
know.
for Imad.
I don't remember.
It was this really weird small label. Uh,
Was that for Star Reach?
no, was
Not
it?
first. That American Flag was for first.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, now I'm spaced out. I have all those because they were a small publisher, but they had like a few titles.
Skywald.
Yeah.
I think that was
That was,
magazines.
Skywald.
yeah.
Was
I
it
have a couple
Skywald?
of those.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have
No,
any of those.
but Skywald was like sub Atlas in the
Oh, you
70s.
know what's funny? It's a weird venue, but I just remembered some horror comics that I liked as a kid, and they were very EC like, but they used to run comics in that monster magazine, the Monster Times. Do you remember that?
No, I wouldn't buy monster things.
My father got me the same father got me a subscription to Foom and to the Monster Times.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, but I moved and I never got my there's one issue I never got, the Daredevil issue. No, the Howard the Duck issue I never got it. I
Holy
was so
shit.
mad. Marvel owes me that Howard the Duck issue.
I actually found my Amazing World of DC Comics fanzines,
Wow.
quote unquote fanzines, the other day. They're beat to shit. I never took care of any of my comics. They're
I didn't
really.
either. I didn't either. My I still have a couple of my Marvel treasuries, and some of them I had to
I found some of those. Yeah,
because they are just kindling.
they're all beat to shit.
I read
They're
that
all.
FF, the first FF one, the first Spider-Man one, and the one of the Marvel Christmas ones. They just are. I mean, they are pulp. They're just a disaster. I replaced the Thor. I finally had to get rid of. That one fell apart too. I mean, to me, that's the way comics should be published.
yeah, of course.
Totally.
Everything should be a Marvel treasury, and it should be
Yeah, I'm
$1.50.
tempted to say today's kids don't understand how great comics used to be, but there are no kids reading comics today.
That's
Yeah.
not
So,
true. That's not true.
but man, comics in the 70s, like if you could get 100 pager, you know, or even DC's dollar comics, that seems special. But like the Treasury editions, Marvel's fucking and when Marvel did the Wizard of Oz adaptation, and it was like a
Buscema.
co-production with DC. That
Yeah.
blew my mind. Like I
Wasn't that
couldn't
John
even.
Buscema?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
it's a
I still
weird
don't
pick.
have it.
It's a
I
weird
don't
pick.
think.
I have somewhere I have the Captain Marvel whatever DC called their treasuries because they did
They
a
were
Dick
called
Tracy one.
limited editions.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, when I was older, I was like, if I was into DC, those 100 pagers are great.
Oh,
You get
I mean, I
100
was.
pagers. Oh yeah.
I would look at them at the
I
store later on. I'm like, you get Golden Age stuff. You get it was lots of different artists trying.
You get, you'd get if you bought the Justice League, you'd get like a new Justice League story, and then you'd get a Justice Society story, and then you get a Sikowski story. It was fucking phenomenal, and you might get like a Johnny Quick story in there as well. It was,
it
was fucking mind blowing.
Because I thought a Marvel Annual was the greatest, but I mean,
Marvel Annuals are the greatest.
That was all new to most people, except if you were like, Roy Thomas or Don, the Buyer's Guide people,
Right.
Well, yeah, we know that one. Yeah, I know that one already. That's where the one with the women all wore their costumes. Like, yeah, I'd remember that one too. It's like the best story because it's like girls wearing superhero boys costumes always look better than superhero boys. They just do. And there's one Justice Society where they all dress up in their boyfriend's costumes because they've all been kidnapped. And of course, at the end of the story, they all go right back to secretary jobs and holding beakers for Hawkman or whatever. They looked Stargirl. Thumbs up. That was adorable. Even Sarah's like, look at this. I'm like, wow. I buy that every month.
I got that's how I discovered Don Heck drawing the Avengers. I got Marvel Triple Action. It was like a 60-cent comic or something like that. It was, and it had Daredevil versus the Owl. And it had a Doctor Strange story that with Thor in it. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Paul, he's always got, ooh, the owl. He's got hollow bones. Look out! Look out! I have hollow bones. Crack. The owl should have been done. I mean, the Purple Man is scarier than the owl. I float at you with my hollow bones.
Purple Man's pretty scary.
Yeah, he stinks, but I mean, he's all purple. That's bizarre.
That's weird.
Stiltman is still probably
the dumbest.
The best. Well, Leapfrog is the dumbest. But
that's Wally Wood, man. Wally Wood gave us
Stiltman. Yeah.
Stiltman's great. I always
great.
I always go off on Stiltman because here's a guy who builds a suit for like $450,000 so he can steal $20,000 from the First National Bank.
Right.
And then when he's leaving, everybody shows up and they go, "Where did he go?" And they all go, "You can still see him in Jersey."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And they go, "Okay." And he had no powers really. You could just push him over.
I was gonna say he's on stilts.
These guys were lucky. They always somehow ended up fighting the guy that they were designed to fight, because it's like if the Milker fought Spider-Man, he would have roasted him to death.
Yeah.
But luckily, he was only pissed at Iron Man. It's like if Stiltman was the Fantastic Four went up against Stiltman, done.
Yeah.
One panel.
Right.
That's why Stiltman never fucked with Johnny Storm.
He was smart though. That's true. Johnny. Yeah. But I love that design. I love the stupidity of that. I love that character.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
They wouldn't let me use him for Fight Man. I wanted to use. He was the first thing I asked. I said, "Can I use Stiltman?"
No.
And I actually was like saying, "Oh, because I'm going to denigrate the legacy of Stiltman."
Right.
Having him get beat up in the Fight Man comic. That's really going to ruin his chances.
Right.
Actually, I just realized
movie now.
I just realized it's a bit of a reunion for the Bill and Ted comic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
First 3 issues and part of the
special,
the adaptation,
movie adaptation. Yeah. And
then Marie inked me. There's my EC.
And then Marie inked it.
Even turned into Marie.
That's my EC connection.
If I should be so lucky, I could do it a lot better now. I do regret a lot of my choices, but
I regret all of my choices penciling, so don't worry about it.
All right, well then
I didn't even know how to draw my characters opening their eyes. Thank God it looked good on on Ted, because he looked like he squints.
Right.
Keanu Reeves is a squinter, but boy, did I draw some bad stuff there. You saved me on those.
No, I didn't. And Robbie colored it.
They're fun comics, though.
I'm happy with them. They're fun. Yeah. They're fun kids comics.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
You did a good job. I was sad when you left though, because I just it's the last time I really worked with Friends.
Why did I stop? I don't remember.
You're busy. You're always busy.
Yeah, dude, you were busy.
What were you doing in 1992?
I moved to LA.
Right.
Yeah.
You all moved to California.
We all moved to California.
Except you, Evan.
If you just told me to change my mouthwash, I would have done it.
You should have.
You guys left.
That would have been hilarious.
Well, at least we got to see you at San Diego.
That's right.
Yeah. And sometimes you came to New York.
Sometimes, and then a chunk of us moved. Most of us moved back. Actually,
yeah. Go to the holiday.
That was that.
Go with Dana and everybody.
That was that. That was that San Diego that Robbie rammed his head into a heavy bag.
Oh yeah, that was really.
What was that?
I don't know if you were at that party, Evan.
I don't remember.
I don't know if you were at that party, but you had to be there. That's where.
Yeah, you were there.
Well, I was there.
I was being stupid, and there were big punching bags for some reason.
Where was this?
We were. It must have been a boxing. Or like,
it was like Fantagraphics party in a boxing gym, isn't in a gym or something.
Yeah. And I was just like, hey, this would be funny.
Yeah, someone was a dick. I remember someone was a dick to you about something, and you were upset. But yeah, well, I mean, that's why I don't go to conventions anymore. I just mostly remember coming away from them upset.
Oh, I came away from them hungover.
Yes.
I remember the first one. Robbie, me, and Greg basically just smashed our heads against each other.
Oh yeah,
we got on literally the dance floor and just scared everybody.
Literally smash your heads against each other?
Yeah, we were just slamming into each other like idiots.
Yeah, we were young. I mean, that must have been like
87.
87, yeah.
87.
Yeah.
Brian and Tony brought me out there.
Yeah.
And we walked around we walked all over San Diego, and people were like, how did you walk all to those areas? And we were like, it was fine. We're from New York.
Yeah.
Nothing seemed bad. And they said, oh, that's a high crime area. But we were going to the pool halls and the pinball joints and tattoo parlors. But it was it was like one of the first times out of town for a lot of us. I mean, it just was, and we didn't have to drive, so you could drink. Yeah. That first San Diego was amazing.
Yeah, because it was also so small. I mean, it was
much smaller.
Nothing to do with what San Diego.
I think those first two that we went to were still at the old convention center across from the West.
It was tiny.
Yeah,
I
mean, it was.
Look, like 40 feet away from me was Lux Interior and Poison Ivy.
I think I had a seat next to you in Artist Alley. I remember there's a picture of us. You're wearing like a check cap, and I'm wearing a red shirt and a black tie.
I'd like to see that because I don't know what year. I don't know.
You weren't there, Robbie, but Evan and I were there.
I have so few memories.
Evan, that was the year when you really did drink a lot, and there was a point where we were in your room, like the party went to your room, and you had alcohol poisoning. By that
was that when we were part of the store with Jim and everybody?
No, this would have been after you would have been drawing already. This would have been
Well, I was drawing then, but I wasn't employed full time.
No. You would have been it would have been like just on the cusp of instant piano.
I drank. People think that there's a contingent of people who only met me through San Diego and then read my comics, and they think, well, he's an alcoholic, and this would come back to me, but I wasn't.
No.
I was a social, but I would get drunk if I was drinking.
At the conventions.
Right. I don't know you as a lousy drunk.
But so San Diego.
But in San Diego, you would get drunk, and I do remember we were in your room. You were kind of gone, and somebody introduced you. Said, "This is David Lloyd." And
you were there? Okay,
I was there, and Tony Salmons was there.
Okay,
and
I don't remember.
Wow.
Okay, I'll tell you how drunk I was. Because I know to me, it's the David Lloyd story, but I don't remember who else was in that room because somebody said, Evan, this is David Lloyd. And I took like 3 steps over to him and I just collapsed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I just passed out.
Yeah.
And I was down for a little while too. And
you were. Yeah.
But I was yeah, that's how I met David Lloyd. I saw him in New York many years later. And I was just like, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know Tony Salmons was there. Shit.
Tony Salmons was there, yeah. He was on the download. Tony didn't announce I was just
never did.
What's that?
He never did.
I guess not. Tony and I were just sitting on the bed and we just started talking about like, oh, I'm a cartoonist. He's like, oh, I'm a cartoonist as well. I said, what do you do? And he said, well, I draw superheroes. And I said, what's your name? He said, I'm Tony Salmons. He seemed like a kind of like a clone of Joey Cavalieri in a weird way. And I was like, Tony Salmons.
Yeah, I've heard of you.
That's what I said. I said I've heard of you, and he's like, yeah.
Didn't he do Dakota North?
By that point, he had done Dakota North, and he'd done more. I mean,
I sold your work in the comic store. Yeah, that was probably, that could have been 88, 89. I don't know. That was, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I do remember
Yeah,
the,
because
and
I
it was
didn't go
late.
back. I don't
Came
think I
back
went
like
back
4 in the
till
morning, and
Yeah.
Lloyd was drunk. I mean, everybody was drunk. A lot of people were drunk.
I don't think I was drunk because I think I actually had like a 6 o'clock flight, so I actually stayed up all night.
But I conked out.
You did conk out. You were gone. You were just
I
you were
collapsed on the
out.
carpeting. It was very
You did.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I mean, San Diego was insane back then. It's strangest thing. I mean, I came home. I came back to home. I came back to the hotel in '88, and I walk in, and there's Pete Pete Dolan, and oh, who else was in there? Who was it? I don't remember who the other. Maybe Ryan. And Pernicone, Jim Pernicone from the store is trying to go to sleep, and Mark Hamill's in there, baked to the gills,
Wow.
handing us lollipops, and we talked to him for like 15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
And then many years later, I was with Sarah at Heroes Con, and I'm sitting talking with Mike Oming, and Taki Soma, and Shrek was there, and we didn't even know he was at the show. And Shrek said, we ended up talking all night. I go to Shrek, okay, San Diego, like 1980, because he was friends with with a lot of those guys, like Billy Mummy, and
Right.
Right.
And I go, do you remember? Do you know why I walked into my hotel room and Mark Hamill is in our room, orange and literally almost smoke coming off of him? He was super nice, but he was boiled. And he goes, yes, I can tell you. They sent him out for ice, and they didn't see him for like an hour and a half.
Oh shit!
He walked out. He lost the bucket.
Randomly wandered into your
He
room.
was just so smoked up.
Wow.
And he
That's crazy.
somehow wanders into the room and starts to, super
Wow.
nice.
Wow.
But it was the strangest.
I never met any of the cast of Star Wars.
That's the only way I ever did, was because he was in my hotel room.
Well, at that first San Diego, David Prowse was there because I got a poster signed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that, I think I told Steven this maybe one of our earlier talks, but that San Diego, I was just wandering around at some point in an afternoon by myself, and ended up standing next to this older guy, this French guy, and we started talking, and it's fucking Mobius. So I'm standing there talking to Mobius, and he does a little drawing for me and signs some shit, and literally nobody, there's no line, there's nobody around. We're just hanging out.
You see the pictures of 70s conventions.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, here's Bob Clampett and Osamu Tezuka,
right.
and Kirby, and they're bored. Nobody's talking to them.
Yeah, nobody's there.
Robbie and I had an amazing experience. I think one of the last times we were all together in San Diego. I don't know if you had this experience with him, Evan, but like Robbie and I were just hanging out on the floor somewhere, and then we heard the announcement, like, Jim Lee. This is like the '90s. Jim Lee is signing in 10 minutes, and Jack Kirby is signing in 15 minutes, and Robbie and I are like, what the fuck, Jack Kirby?
Yeah,
So we booked down, and we were going to see Jack Kirby, and we were really excited, and there were like 2 people in line ahead of us, and I don't know if there was anybody like in back of us. And we were like, this is the fucking king. This is Jack Kirby.
There's like 8,000 people lined up for Jim Lee.
There were 8,000 people for Jim Lee, and like 4 for Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
And, it was amazing. I got to chat with him, and I've told the story a couple times, but, I said to him, the first thing I said was like, so in that story that you did for Argosy, whatever, I can't remember the name of that. What's that called? The one that he just penciled about the Streetwise. And I said, did you really rub the humpback's back for luck? He said, or you didn't rub the humpback's back. And he said, yeah, no, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I guess I'm a sensitive guy. He goes. And then I said, well, I don't want to take up your time. I just want to tell you, I'm a professional too. And your work has meant the world to me. And, I had my stupid badge on, and he looks at the badge. He looks at the badge as if he's going to know me, right? And he goes, thanks. I like your work too.
Oh,
it was just like the sweetest thing he could have possibly. He had no idea who he was. Who I was.
I love the idea that if you lived in California and you had the gumption, you could go to his house and Roz would make you sandwiches, and you'd talk all day, and he'd draw you pictures. Yeah. I mean, Scott Dunbar.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I was talking to him on the phone a while back, and I just you know, for me to be quiet, I'm like, this story rocks, but I'm like jealous
Uh-huh.
as hell because I would
Yeah.
never have been able to talk to a, I still have trouble. I mean, when I'd meet people at Jim Woodring, my leg would be shaking. I'm not making this up. I'd be in, you know how I was. I wouldn't show my
Yeah, I
portfolio to
know.
anybody in New York at conventions. I never had a portfolio to show. I'd never ran up to, the only time I'd run up to somebody is if I had a, you know, or if I had a snoot in me and somebody introduced us. Unfortunately, I would pass out in front of them then, which is sad. But I mean, last time we did San Diego, which was 2000, they had a bunch of the EC artists there. They had
Oh wow.
Severin, John Severin, Kamen, Elder, and Feldstein. And I'm not sure if I'm missing anybody, but Sarah went over to like the Silver Age section or whatever the hell it was. And she ended up getting a sketch from Jim Mooney. It might have been the year before because nobody was talking to them. And she was like,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on. But she said nobody was talking to John Severin. And I've been beating myself
Yeah.
since then because I should have gotten out from the goddamn table. I love John Severin.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I love all phases of John. I love AC. I like Cracked. I like Marvel. I just love John Severin for Christ's sakes. And I really should have, you know, him and Kamen. I didn't meet,
Uh,
but I did make myself go talk to Will Elder. And
I wouldn't just randomly like stop anybody,
oh no,
but if Jack,
they had signings and they had tables.
yeah, Jack was just shaking hands. It
That's
was
what
a
that's what
thing, and
that's what
that's
Severin
why
was doing.
Robbie and I did it. What did he say to you, Robbie?
I mean, it was along the same lines. I can't remember the exact conversation, but I just remember him being really sweet and open, and he was just little and old, but like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but also the king. Like we were just so in awe that
I met
we
him
yeah.
at San
got to like
Diego.
hang out with him for a few minutes,
Yeah,
and there literally nobody was behind us. Like we could have stayed there, but
you know what? You know, I'm serious. You know what part of it is? Everybody who loved him was desperately trying to make money behind their table.
right,
You
yeah,
know, if you
yeah,
you know what I mean, like all the people who really are into some of these were like working on sketches,
yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
You know, because when he had a birthday, they did a birthday thing for him a few years earlier, and
right.
Breck told me, you know, you got to come, you know, come over, and I just was like, I was just like it was like trying to ask out Carol Lombard or something like that. I was just like, I'm just like, blah, 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 you know, I'm like losing weight by the minute. And I finally go up to him and I shook his hand. I blurted out some kind of "I love you, you are the best." I can't tell you, and you know, and he's you know he's nodding, and I hightailed it the fuck out of there. I met him when I was a kid at a New York convention. He did at least
Oh,
one
wow.
creation type show.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
yeah,
got him to sign an FF, and I got Stan Lee to sign it because back then everybody did signings. They weren't doing
right.
cameos in movies, and I
Right.
forgot and sold that to the
Uh,
sold that issue to the comic store when I had to pay my rent, and somebody bought it, and I'm like, I
Wow.
stupid kid, stupid,
yeah,
stupid. I would
Wow.
love to have a Kirby original. You've got a dingbat. You've got the dingbat thing.
I
Dingbat.
do. Yeah, I'm thinking about selling some art recently, and I
Don't
remember,
don't do it.
Scott, I spoke to Scott Dembier recently too, and I don't remember his exact words. We've talked about other things that seem more important because I remember, like I told him, I have a double page spread. I have a Kirby double page spread, and I don't remember his words, but it was something like that's really not worth that much. And I was like, it's Jack Kirby.
Because it's the dingbats.
Maybe it's because it's the Dingbats. It wasn't published. Something I don't know what it
Right. The second
was.
issue. Right, right.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, if
but
it's not
I
worth much, I think I have $60 downstairs.
no,
yeah.
I'm good. I'll keep it for a while. I only paid $120 for it myself,
Oh,
so that was somebody who had it and didn't know what they had.
I had one shot at a Kirby page that I could have afforded. It was at one of those little high school conventions upstate that Simonson Walt would always come to because he was near there. I met some of the EC. I met George Evans there.
Oh wow,
It was in a gym. It was for the comic book club.
Oh,
Somebody had a Kirby 70s page for like $300.
oof.
And
that's pretty
it
good.
was like 1990. It was very close to when he died, which I don't remember now. And I kind of had it, but kind of didn't.
All right.
Right.
It was enough where it was like when I saw Lee Elias um, judo page, and Sarah and I kind of got the electric feeling of should I, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I didn't, and you know, he passed away, and his page is all
I know.
everybody
Leah
shoved
I mean,
them up.
I
Lee
still
Elias is the second best Green Arrow artist
I love
after Jack Kirby.
I love Lee Elias's Green Arrow.
Lee Elias is
the Arrowette stories are so cute.
They're fucking amazing. Robbie, do you have a Jack page?
No, I was just gonna say. I remember like so many times at the conventions, like I mean, they were everywhere. They were you know, and they were not crazy expensive.
No, there were so many.
There were so many, and I didn't think, oh, I'm not gonna, you know, have a chance to pick one up.
People weren't buying art the way that they do
no
the last few decades.
I mean, I was weird though. I bought like I have Frank Robbins pages.
I have Frank
like
Robbins
weird
pages.
shit like that.
Frank Robbins, Sikowski is one of the artists that, you know, a lot of people didn't like. Robbins, I didn't know if I liked or not. I bought his work. I bought Invaders. I bought Cap.
Yeah.
Right.
But he wasn't I also didn't know his DC. I didn't know his like Man Bat and the stuff he wrote and drew for DC.
Right.
But
he didn't draw that much for DC. He drew a lot of the mystery, the horror books.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I like Robbins now. I forget.
Yeah.
What's the strip he did?
Johnny Hazard. Yeah.
I love Johnny Hazard, but I mean,
it's fucking amazing.
But Robbins was somebody where, I mean, it was just, you know, he had that like that Sikowski Ingalls thing of just like nobody draws. I mean, he's doing that. He's doing that Sickles.
Kniff.
Kniff thing.
Nobody wanted Kniff to draw Captain America, that's for sure. And it wouldn't have been
especially a Captain America who was sweat was flying off him.
Right.
And
it would not have been as bananas as
his characters
Robbins
were like action figures that, you know, the ones that turn and they'll spin and they broke.
With the tiny waists.
I mean, the waists were tiny. But there was something so compelling about it.
That shit was fucking amazing.
Compelling about it.
Robbins was one of those guys, like, for me, Kirby was when I was a kid. I kept buying Kirby's mid-70s Captain America, you know, but I didn't know what to think of it. It was but I kept buying it. So there's something, and Robbins was like that too. Like, I didn't know what I thought of it. It was troubling to me, but I kept buying it. So there's something.
The Alliance was doing the Human Fly.
The Human Fly.
Oh, those are
which Robbins did one or two years.
Robbins like Elias may have done a Power Man. I'm probably misremembering that, but for some reason
I don't know.
Maybe Robbins stepped. I don't know. I mean, I got all the. Where's my money, honey?
Wait. So this is all like I'm remembering what I don't remember. So when Instant Piano came out, did we ever have a signing all together?
Yes, but only once, and it was before it came out. It was
before. Yeah.
It was where?
San Diego. We sat at Dark Horse, had us sit somewhere.
That's what those posters were for.
We had those little posters with all the drawings. I think, in fact, Steven, you did the poster the night before or something.
I did the poster the night before. Oh, that was our signing?
That was it. Yeah, we never did it after the book came out.
Because the book came out at a weird month where there was no conventions, and there were fewer conventions back then. And I don't think
remember.
And also, weren't you guys in California?
Yeah.
And I was in New York, and Badger was in San
when the first issue came out. Yeah, but then
Badger would have been up in the Bay Area,
right?
Yeah,
and Kyle would have been wherever he wasn't supposed to be and avoiding our calls. So
right.
It could have been you two. You two could have gotten.
Yeah.
You were doing Toy Piano with Greg because
we weren't doing Toy Piano.
Yeah, because we were like, at least something has to come out.
We should force Scott Dunbier to republish all those. That's huge.
The Toy Pianos. Yeah. Yeah. Really fucking big.
Really huge.
Than anything he's ever published.
Grand Piano.
I love that.
Called Grand Piano. I don't have any of the artwork left from Instant Piano though. Actually, I do.
You must have something.
Almost nothing. I
don't know where.
I've got some of Instant Piano number 4. I've got about 5 pages. The Cryzilla, I sold that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I sold. It's almost all the Eltingville stuff's gone.
Oh no, actually, I do. I know. I found recently the page of Java Drive that I did, dude.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I've got one page. I've got a page that you did, Steven. The page. That Heidi and you wrote, the dancing page.
Oh, right.
I've got that.
That wasn't for Instant Piano.
No,
that was for Reflex. I think.
Reflex. Yeah.
Oh.
Reflex magazine.
I don't think so.
No, because there was a month where you and Kyle couldn't do your strip or something like that, and somehow Heidi and I did it.
She did one thing. She wrote something with you, a one pager. in
Really?
piano. Yeah, she can, Greg did some stuff.
Greg did, yeah.
And Heidi, I think, worked on one page. It was just, a fleeting thing. But it was these two characters dancing. It's very pretty. It's very, very
I
nice
don't remember that
cartoon.
at all.
Yeah. Oh, who breaks out the instant pianos,
I actually found my stack the other day.
Do you have any extras?
No.
Oh, because I was gonna say you could sell them.
No, but I did find a stack of the posters, the ones that Badger's brother printed.
Oh, the one that
stack of those.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one left. I used to give them out.
I'll get you one of.
Yeah, I used to give those out. Kyle did the dinosaur, the dinosaur.
Ed the what dinosaur?
Giant.
Yeah, Ed.
Ed the living dinosaur.
Ed the monster or something. Ed the
something like that.
God only knows.
That was we were all on the same coast at one point, except Badger. That was before Kyle moved out even. So the four of us were like, hey, let's draw a poster.
Yeah.
And we all just like went hell bent for leather on this 11 by 17 piece of paper.
One dinosaur.
Kyle just drew one dinosaur, and Kyle, of course, took up the biggest space. But we all carved out a huge chunk for ourselves, and then we kept saying like, "Leave space for Badger, leave space for Badger," yeah. And we left him like one square inch to draw in.
If you want to be on the poster, don't move.
That's right.
That's the lesson. It wasn't one. It was like maybe 4 square inches.
The lifeguard.
Right.
Yes.
Pose and we had characters all around it, and that was wild. That was I think the Satyr Masters might be in there somewhere.
They might be.
Yeah, I think they are.
I know they're in one panel of one of the comics. I don't remember exactly which one.
Yeah,
there is a Satyr Master in there.
What a gut!
I'll have to look.
What a nightmare that turned into. Oh, what a mess.
Yeah. But I mean, Mike Manley keeps telling me like it was an influential book for him. Like I mean, there were anthologies before that. I don't know why I was so impressed. Mike Manley, but it inspired him. Like, I got friends, we can draw too. So that's cool. People seem to fondly remember it. So that's
it was a real inside baseball kind of thing. I mean, it was really. It's weird because it was not an underground anthology, but it was not a like Marvel or DC putting together something like Epic Light or not.
Right.
It was this,
it was in between
mid-brow, decent cartoonist with with Kyle, hanging out with Kyle. No, he was he blew up while we were working, before and during it, and that's and we were having fun. It's a fun book. They're fun comics. It's the kind of thing where I wish there were more of them. I wish. I think Sarah was like, "You're not doing another one if they do more," because remember it was behind the scenes. It was frustrating.
It was brutal.
Yeah, well, things might be different now. Anyway.
Oh, sure. I would do one in the second right now because I'm an idiot. But yeah.
Same.
But
the only way I do work is if somebody says do it.
How many editors did we go through? 3, I think.
4, 5.
Bob Schreck, and
not Chris.
No.
Scott Alley may have been
Scott Alley.
Yes, because Scott. That's how I first met Scott. Right? He was drunk, and he yelled at me, and I should have realized back then. Because Scott took over the last with issue 3. I think he was assistant editor.
He did the last 2, right?
And he may have done the 4th one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, also
that wasn't my favorite experience ever.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
That's
all I remember is like by the 4th issue, they were just like, just give us shit.
Just give us anything.
We'll do it.
They weren't very excited with it.
I do remember having an argument with Shrek about like something about the book, and he's saying like, and Robbie's drawing on loose leaf paper, and I was like, Robbie's the fucking artist. Robbie can draw on loose leaf paper if he wants to.
You draw on typing paper.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who gives a shit what he's drawing on? It's like, we're being gamey. We're not trying to like
I mean that's the whole thing.
We're not trying to be like,
the biggest disappointment I had, and
Don
also they knew what they were getting when they signed this up, and they told us we could do whatever we want. And we kicked the ads out of the book, which they were cool enough to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they took a bath on it, obviously, but I mean,
Sure. Well, in retrospect, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry we went with Dark Horse. No offense intended to Dark Horse. which I don't even know if Dark Horse still exists. But
Yeah,
I mean, it was
sure
nice
it
that they
does.
took us on, but I probably didn't belong at Dark Horse anyway.
No, probably not.
It
I
probably
don't.
would have. It
Where
would have
would
been
we have
better
gone?
off with Dan
Fantagraphics
Votto
wouldn't
or
have taken.
something.
Fantagraphics would never have taken it. Who would have
No,
done?
Fantagraphics would never have taken it, but Dan would have published it, right, Evan?
Yeah, yeah, and it
Probably.
might have done okay because it would have just, yeah.
Broke
Get the
even.
thing. Yeah.
Dan would have definitely. I think Dan
Yeah.
would have. I think Dan may have expressed that it would
I
have.
think Dan did
Except
want to
that
do it,
Dark
actually.
Horse, I mean, we made money on the first one. I know we all got $1,000 on the first one.
Yeah.
Because I remember Kyle complaining about it, and I was like, $1,000 doing
Yeah,
doing
right.
10 $100 a page for me back then was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't for for him. But yeah, it's it was a weird book, and we weren't like going for like creating new characters that everybody could love or anything like that. I mean,
Right.
it was just we were fucking, yeah, exactly, we're fucking around. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been. But if we were at a small public, if we were at like Dan with Dan, I don't know if he would have been able to put out a 60-page book like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess he would have. Whatever
He
came
could
in.
have.
I mean, shit, he did
Yeah.
Milk and Cheese because I asked him. We didn't
Right.
think it was going to make any money. I just said I had a bunch of issues. In fact, some of the material that I had for Dork 1 and Milk and Cheese 1 were from Instant Piano collapsing the first time.
Right.
I had all these I had 10 pages of comics. You want to do something with them.
Yeah.
Right.
And I had all these canceled comics pages from other things.
Right.
From Asylum. I think Kyle did some stuff for this anthology Asylum also. I can't remember the name of the company, but they asked me to do a bunch of strips, and I did, and then they collapsed. Everybody was falling apart. And the other thing is also we can't blame ourselves for the editors merry-go-round, because at that time everybody had multiple editors. Dark Horse was a nut house.
Right.
Yeah.
I had like 4 editors on the Mask on the Predator series that I worked on. No, I had 2. That was a little later, but the Mask that I worked on had multiple editors. One of my editors went literally nuts and had to be escorted. It had to be taken out of the place.
Wow.
But
comics will break your heart,
because it will break your brain. Diana Schutz interviewed Sarah. They asked her to
oh wow,
be an editor there.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they gave her a carve out. They were going to let her keep doing editing Action Girl for Dan. And the two things that basically didn't seal the deal was we didn't know if we wanted to move out of New York, but more importantly, Sarah was like, too many stories about Dark Horse employees going.
Oh yeah, going
and the shit and the churn, the turnover. Because at that point I had done 2 Predator series. I think we had done Instant Piano by that point, and I think I had done the Mask series. I'm not sure, but I also had done a bunch of stuff for Deadline USA and Dark Horse Presents. So we would new editor, nobody. I'll tell you though, for the last 20 years that I've done stuff with them, I've had one editor on every project, unless somebody got a better job offer. It wasn't because people were playing, survive, they were eating each other or whatever. But I mean, the stories coming out of there was just like, it felt like it was a cult or a commune that was going bad.
Right.
And so Sarah was like, it might drive us crazy. It might drive her crazy. And who needs to move across the country? Now I wouldn't mind living out in Oregon if I could afford it, because I know a lot of people out there. But I'm not good with guns. So
you know a lot of people out here too, though.
I don't feel like I know a lot of people out here anymore.
You know Robbie and I.
Yes, I know that. I know
we're a lot of people.
I know that. I know Bob.
I
know Sikoria.
I hear Mike Mignola lives out here again.
I know. I think that I'm gonna invite him.
Maybe we'll start Instant Piano up with him.
I'm gonna.
He always wanted to be a part of it.
He did. Oh my God!
Who didn't want to be a part? And we didn't need editors was the thing. We only needed editors to get pissy with us to say like, the deadline's tomorrow or whatever. I mean, but otherwise,
we did turn the books in late as hell.
Oh yeah,
especially number 4.
That's okay. I mean, it could be on loose leaf paper if we wanted it to be. It could be late.
The writing was on the wall.
It could be as late as we wanted it to be. It was whatever we were.
We should have just said we thought it was an annual. Right? Giant size instant piano. It would be cool to bring instant piano back, actually. We could just say, yeah, we've got like, we've got the drummer, we've got one of the bass
Right.
players,
Yeah. The original.
we got the guy who played the harmonica. The
Yeah.
singer's not
Right.
here anymore.
The
The
tuba player.
guitarist's not here anymore.
Right.
It'll be like Greg Ginn with Black Flag. We'll get like some 17-year-old kids.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And we'll make them do Cowboy Wally strips and Badger stuff.
Well, we don't quite know that Kyle's not part of the new instant piano, of course.
He's mysterious.
I thought you were going to say Mark. I didn't know you were going to say.
We don't quite know that Mark's part of it either. We don't know what it is. We don't even know if it's still a thing.
Mark can come back and start doing his geometrical design pages.
Yeah, he
was doing a few years ago.
He'll redraw Kirby panels.
Right, because I was
triangles. Yeah,
I was checking out everything he was posting before he disappeared off social media. But I don't know.
Did he disappear? I see him. He's still.
I don't see him posting online. Wait, if he's still on Twitter, then I wouldn't know.
I don't know if he's on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. He's on Facebook for sure.
Well, I've never been on Facebook, and I'm not on Twitter.
Well, you're not missing anything.
Oh, so, yes, I am. I'm missing get-togethers where families can argue about politics. And am I the asshole? I stabbed my niece. Am I the asshole? He said something I didn't like about Charlie Kirk. And
that's a good title for a horror story, though. Am I an asshole? I stabbed my niece. I think that's a pretty good.
It's like children shouldn't play with dead things. It's good.
That's exactly what it's like.
I would do. Well, I can say it as long. I would if we did a reunion comic, I would be up for it.
All right. Well, we'll talk.
Well, isn't it? We have stuff to talk about whatever that other thing is. It's amorphous to me. I'm not quite sure what everyone's talking about, but I'm in.
Okay.
Whatever the mini or something. You can cut this.
Oh yeah. That's happening.
Oh yeah.
Steven got scared. All of a sudden, he thought we were doing a new Toy Man story for Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remembered that we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. For anybody still watching,
and then we all emailed a bunch.
We all emailed for anybody still watching, and if you are, I think there's something desperately wrong with you. We're talking about doing a mini comic. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Evan's part of it, and a cast of thousands, and
maybe we'll do it on loose leaf paper, graph.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it on loose leaf paper.
Greg, he'll do it on window panes.
In a window pane.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I forgot about that. But
he'll breathe on it, and then he'll do Russian animation. Like you paint.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I know.
Don't tell Greg that he might try it.
I know. He's working on it right now.
Well, we're all seeing each other Sunday, right?
Yes.
I'm going to try to come out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it on Sunday.
Yeah. What time is it?
I have to move it up because I'm meeting a lady, 7:00.
Bring her sister.
No. I'm just meeting her the first time.
Bring two sisters.
No.
Bring the nieces. We'll stab
them. Bring a goat.
Bring a goat? What? What'd you say? Bring a family. Bring pictures of the family. Bring everybody.
That's okay. Right. All right. Maybe.
So what time are you kicking it up to?
7:00.
All right. Send out an email.
I gotta send an email.
Send out an email.
All right. Okay. Well, we've been talking for like 2.5 hours now, so we should go.
I can keep talking.
Cut it down to like 15 minutes, right?
I did a 10-hour signing.
No, I just let this shit rip. I just put it up. Nobody
I
cares.
don't edit shit. I did a 10-hour signing Saturday without a break.
Wow.
You're a monster, Evan.
It was fantastic. It might as well. I haven't had a signing like that since Jesus. Because even when things were doing well, I didn't get lots of people signings.
Yeah.
Signings,
those Jesus signings were something.
That's for Batman people.
One of my favorite, before we go, one of my favorite.
We're not going. We're staying. Doing 24 hours.
10 hours.
Cancer charity.
10 hours. That's right.
We're going on Twitch.
Are we out of tape yet? Did the tape run out? But
we're out of film.
No, one of my favorite things that Evan and I ever did. We've had some pretty fun adventures. But the Michigan convention.
Michigan convention was great.
That was insane.
Is that the one where you drew Infinity Corporated for Robbie's brother?
Robbie was coloring an issue of Bill and Ted's.
That's right. And we did a convention and we met Grandpa's house.
Yeah, we met the dude from the Gories.
From the Gories, right? Yeah.
Blanking on his name. Dirt Bombs. He was great. He was into comics. And Jeff from X Magazine. We were
right.
It was a fun time. And then is that where we got lost on the way home?
No. So what happened on the way home was there was like this torrential downpour.
Yeah.
And my windshield wipers flew off the car.
Yeah.
So we were at the exit for Akron, Ohio, and I had just met Jill Thompson.
Oh,
and
didn't
Jake
real quick,
Geldof.
didn't Jeff Hansen from X go to the airport and mail the Bill and Ted covers so that
Yes, he did. Yeah,
that was
he
sweet of him. Yeah, he took the package to the airport to put it on a plane, like it was old cartoonists putting stuff on the train in Connecticut and whatever.
Yeah. So we're at the exit for Akron, Ohio, and I'm like, I just met these people at this convention in Chicago, and they were super cool. So we went and I called them.
No, seriously, we got lost. Remember?
Yeah, but
we
then
couldn't see in the rain where we
couldn't see anything, right?
And it turned out that it was less time. Robbie remembered that he knew people in Ohio, and it was easier to go there because the drive because we literally didn't know where we were.
Horrible rain.
No phones, no lights, no motor cars.
Yeah,
there was a motor car.
No cell phones. There was nothing.
That's how I first met Jill.
No Google Maps.
Yeah, so we went and stayed
Jill
with
and Jay
and Jill, and then Pete
was with Jay
Russell
at the
came
time.
over.
Okay.
And she had 9 cats, and one of them slept on me.
That's right.
They had a great house.
No good stuff happens to Robbie on the road, man. He gets left. He gets left by Kyle and Nicole Panther on the road.
I vaguely remember something about that.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
That's right. Oh yeah, oh boy,
that was horrible. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's a horror story. We're back to horror.
That's a horror story
right there.
But yeah, it's really funny that I ended up working with Jill and everything, and because I forget the name of the cat. She knows which cat, but they like a 3-story Victorian.
Oh my god, that house
in Akron.
Yeah. Wow. And the next day, Jill and Jay took us to this little diner, and
that's right.
Who'd we meet?
Who?
P. Craig Russell.
Yeah, Craig Russell was there.
Pete Craig.
Pete Craig.
It was wild.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Absolutely wild. I felt like I was going to meet more cartoonists all the time, which didn't really happen.
They were just
Killraven. That's a good book.
I didn't pick that one up either because it wasn't in continuity with all
No, I didn't read it when it was coming out, but I got them all as an adult because I had to read them because they're so.
Killraven. I thought Killraven looked good. Was it Mensch?
No, it was Don McGregor.
McGregor. So it was still. I should complain about anybody who writes a lot of dialogue, but
there's a lot of dialogue.
A lot of words on the page.
And when I say it was a great book, I mean it was a terrible book, but it was weird at least. At least it had the good sense to be weird.
It was, I don't even know what that book was about, but I read it.
No, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And last bit of sacrilege before I go. That was good weird. Marvel bad weird. To me, I don't get Steve Gerber at all. I don't think he's weird. I don't think he's interesting.
No, I'm with you. I totally agree.
No, wrong.
All right.
Howard the Duck and the Defenders are good comics, man.
No.
Howard the Duck, yeah.
I couldn't get into Omega.
I feel like
Howard the Duck is fucking terrific. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's drawn beautifully. That's the only thing I could say for it. It's not funny. It's not funny for sure.
I thought it was funny.
See,
read it again.
It's not funny.
I like the kidney lady.
But it's weird.
The space
it's
turnip.
It's not funny, but it's weird.
Is it as weird as Killraven? I mean, granted, Omega the Unknown is unweird.
I couldn't read Omega the Unknown. I couldn't understand it.
That's good weird.
You could tell they threw the Hulk in there. Whenever they don't know what to do to get kids to go,
they put the Hulk in
they throw the fucking Hulk in there.
Right,
the Hulk
true.
Into the Eternals.
The Eternals. That's what Jack did. Yeah.
And Jack goes, "Fuck it, it's a robot."
Right.
He's really upset.
Yeah, because it wasn't in continuity, so it had to be a robot.
On. But they knew who the Hulk was, so
it's always a robot. When Jack drew Deadman into Forever People, that was a robot as well.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, they built a robot body for Deadman so he could actually manifest in the real world.
So I'd say that's still Deadman. It's Deadbot.
And then it was just completely forgotten. I actually pitched a story to pre-Amazing Man to Len about. Actually drew a page of it of what happened to. Whatever happened, I don't have the story anymore, but that page anymore. But whatever happened to the Deadman robot, and Len didn't give a shit because
If
rightfully so.
Roy Thomas would have probably been in.
I was gonna say
Roy would have.
Because
like Roy would have said,
you know,
I've been wondering how we can spackle over that gap of knowledge
and how it fits in with Dr. Midnight.
Now hold on. The only thing I don't like about it is that you haven't ripped off enough Robert E. Howard and Weird Tales here. We definitely need you to get some. Can you get some Robert E. Howard in here? Jesus Christ.
There's never enough Robert E. Howard.
Yes,
that's another thing. Conan. Yeah.
I never got into Conan.
Anyway.
Just never.
Pretty book.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
But I'm just not into this big jerk who's always like all he does is win. It seemed like it just.
I know it's not a good. It was never a good comic book. It's the book. The books I like. There was never a good.
I was going to say I like the books.
I love the books.
Never has any doubt. He's like it's like the Hulk has problems because of the way his personality works. But then you get the Banner stuff. Maybe if Conan was like some porter in the castle, and then he becomes Conan, I could have gotten into that. Oh, I'm losing my Conan powers.
Well,
but he's like Tarzan to me. He's just some schmuck in underwear.
Yeah, but Tarzan Burroughs is a terrible, boring writer, but Howard is really atmospheric. He writes violence great.
He is.
And he writes atmosphere amazing. It drips with atmosphere. When there's vampires in the room, you really kind of sense it, And that's the charm of Conan.
But I never got into Brack Mac Morn or whatever. It sounds like a Welsh breakfast cereal.
Mac Morn.
I don't. It's like Brack Mac Morn. Yeah. I'd be eating it. Solomon Kane is kind of neat because
Solomon Kane's cool.
He wears clothes.
Yeah.
But I never got into the guys who didn't have some kind of uniform.
Did you guys read Elric?
No, I never got into Elric.
Well, you mean
never got into the Moorcock stuff
or the comics, but the books.
There weren't. I mean, he only appeared once fighting Conan, but then later on, Roy and Michael Gilbert did in the 80s. They did.
Michael Gilbert.
And T. Craig Russell did it.
He did the comic
in the
with over Michael Gilbert, actually.
Yeah.
I love them now, but it was too mysterious to me back then as a comic.
I've always wanted to read I've never read any Moorcock stuff. But
Moorcock stuff is great, Evan.
It always sounded really.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it always sounded really interesting to me.
It's really, really fun reading.
Never got around to it. Yeah.
Oh, I would put that on your list for sure. They're cool.
That and Casablanca. I have to watch Casablanca.
Gotta watch Casablanca.
Stephen and I were talking about that before you logged.
Cuddles.
S.C. Secal and many others, and Peter Lorre. My stepfather used to constantly leave messages that Joel Cairo called.
Why did he do that?
Because he liked Peter Lorre a lot, and he knew it would bug my mom.
Oh,
I thought it was funny.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, my mother still doesn't admit. One day he came home with the 45 of Werewolves of London.
Wow.
And we kept playing it over and over and over to the point where after a little while we knew all the words, and I'm singing it, doing that little part, that Zevon does. My mother was going bonkers, like sitcom bonkers.
Wow.
And the 45 mysteriously disappeared. My mother to this day will not admit that she spirited away Werewolves of London.
Mothers do stuff like that.
But she should admit at this point. There's the statute of limitations.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Wait, before we go, what's the best Universal monster movie?
Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is the most.
Yeah,
that's a good choice,
but it's not the best.
I was gonna say Son of Frankenstein.
I like Son of Frankenstein quite a bit. It's not paid as much attention to as it should be.
Wait, James Whale didn't direct that one though, did he?
No, I don't know who did it. I think
no, I don't know, but it's a really stylish movie.
I think it was written by Willis Cooper, the guy who created Lights Out and Quiet Please, the radio.
Okay, that's a really slick movie.
It's really good. It's
really good.
They don't make action figures from it, which I wish they would, because I'd love a Basil Rathbone.
Ah, that's cool.
I think I like Bride.
Bride is genius, and the original Frankenstein is amazing.
I love Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and Invisible Man are probably my top three.
The Invisible Man's amazing. Mummy's amazing.
Mummy really is terrific.
And the Wolf, Lon Chaney as the Wolfman is fantastic.
I love it.
That's a great movie.
I love it, and he works. But I think that if I had to pick one out at any time, you go, you got to put on a Universal movie. I will be in the mood for Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein more than anything because it works as a Universal horror movie.
It does.
Which I qualify it because they're different. You know, Universal horror is a kind of horror, just like Hammer.
Right.
But
sure,
it works as a horror film, and in fact, it scared me as a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
The scene where the
Glenn Strange is scary.
where the wall turns around.
Well, yeah. That shit's scary.
That scene freaks me out. And then the scene where Frankenstein throws the nurse.
Yeah.
He
throws her through the window.
It's like the most violent scene in any of them.
Yeah.
And I loved Abbott and Costello as a kid, and I just think it's somehow a movie that should never have worked, and it works terrifically.
And not only that, it's actually like Abbott and Costello's best movie, strangely. It's like, because I tried to watch, I bought the collection and I can't get through them. They're terrible. But that movie somehow was extremely watchable.
Because instead of getting musical numbers and romance,
you don't get the Andrews sisters.
When the boys are not somewhere, you get Lon Chaney, Bela Lugosi, Glenn Strange, and at the end you get Vincent Price for it.
You get Vincent Price.
And I never got that because I never saw I caught up on a bunch of Universals this past year, and I finally watched The Invisible Man Returns, which is a very fun movie. I mean, it doesn't touch the first one, but it's a lot of fun, and that's Vincent Price.
Right.
And then you get Invisible Agent, which stinks, and Invisible Woman, which is actually funny. But it's weird that the Invisible Man series turned into comedy.
Yeah.
The Mummy turned into action for one film. The second film is fun. The rest of them are not great, but I can sit through them.
Yeah.
You get a lot of Zucco. You get George Zucco, who I like. I like George Zucco, but he's never in great things, unfortunately.
No.
But I almost thought I had another Universal. I love The Creature, but it's not a great movie.
I was gonna say it's cool looking.
It's an amazing suit.
Movie. Yeah.
The movie, the location forces them to pad the movie out. They can't go. You almost wish that the kid captured him. Because the second two Creature movies are terrible, unfortunately.
Oh yeah,
but I love.
You mean 3 of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Creature's Revenge is the second one, which is it's the plot of the Jaws 3D movie. They kidnap the monster and put it in a tourist spot.
Oh wow.
And it gets mad. It says "fuck this" and it walks around a little bit. The only thing that anybody likes from that one is that the creature pushes a car. It was it was on a Topps Universal Monsters gum card. So he's gonna go on the rampage, and he just kind of goes "fuck this."
Yeah.
And the third one, you can tell that they had meetings, and they were like, "What are we gonna do with this?" He doesn't talk, he doesn't have a son, he doesn't have a daughter, he doesn't have romance. So they really ill-advised, and they didn't want to work with the suit anymore. Obviously, they had scientists kidnap him and then mutate him to try to be an air breather. So he's this big, he looks like a monk with a fish head.
Yeah.
It's just but it's awful. It's such a shame. This poor monster literally is even greater than Frankenstein. He's just leave me alone. Yeah. And they drag him into Florida and then they chop him, chop his brain. But I wish that movie was better. And I finally watched The Mole People, which is just pulp, but I enjoyed it. It's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know that. That's Universal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Universal kind of ends up they've
it's towards the very end.
The monsters are who they decided they are for making action figures. So you get the Mole People and you get the Metaluna Mutant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I've never seen that. The one with the metal.
That's This Island Earth.
Yeah, This Island Earth.
It's a lot of fun. It's very pow bam zap, but people hate it because it was put on Mystery Science. They made the movie. They used it.
Right. Yeah.
And anything Mystery Science uses, a lot of people just automatically shut their brain to enjoying it all.
Yeah.
If there's some cool stuff in it. And This Island Earth is actually a pretty cool. I mean, it's jerky, it's dated, but the special effects are really, really cool. And you get to see the professor from Gilligan's Island get blown up.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But it's a good looking movie. And the mutants.
Yeah, you should watch that one, dude. It's pretty goofy, but
it's in color.
The mutant creature is awesome.
I mean, I have action figures and Sokies of the metal.
I love
He's amazing looking.
Monsters. But I mean, from that era, I also like the old Dark House. I don't know if that was Universal. It's James Whale.
Right. I think that is Universal.
I think it is.
Universal,
because there are other. there are other like the Black Cat and stuff. I
Oh,
mean,
the
they're
Black
not
Cat.
classic the
The
classic
Black Cat is like
monsters.
top 5, I think.
Yeah.
Black Cat's incredible. Yeah.
That one is amazing.
That one
And
is
Lugosi's
amazing.
good in it, and it's just such a dark,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
I love that one. I went through all the you can always tell when a new DVD set has come out and they've redone something because it hits Tubi or and all the Columbia Boris Karloff pictures hit. Like 5 of them.
Like
And
the detective movies?
no, not the Mr. Wong ones. They're horror movies. They're all the man
Oh wow, I don't know those.
But so there's one Warner Brothers one, obviously not part of the club. It's the man they could not hang, which is actually
I
pretty
actually have
cool
seen that. Yeah.
because it's interesting to see the Warner Brothers and Columbia's take on Karloff's character and his roles, because the Warner Brothers one is a gangster film with a dead guy in it.
Right.
It's really interesting. He basically comes back and, why did you murder me? It's really creepy. It's really cool, but it's a Warner Brothers film. There's guns, there's gunsels.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the Columbia stuff is it's hard to kind of nail down because it's pretty cheap. But there's some fun stuff in there. The Devil Commands is a really cool one. It's not as good as I remembered it, but it's based on a book called The Edge of Running Water, which is a really nifty science fiction horror book. And it's got the thing is the Columbia films are basically every single one is Karloff as a mad scientist. So they're all like an hour. So it's like watching a TV show.
Right, they're really short.
Karloff takes off one haircut.
Well, I want to check these out.
So
I don't know
in one of them he's hung, but he doesn't die. In one of them they bring him back. He's got a heart condition and they bring him back from the dead, and he's changed. There's one that I think was made in Britain, and he's like swapping brains. They're fun enough, you know what I mean? But it's really just funny that they never had him be a good guy. They never had him be a monster because that costs money.
Right. Well, but in terms of the Warners, like the House of Wax, Michael Curtiz,
that's a good one.
30s, and what was the other one? Dr. X.
Dr. X is terrific.
It's fucking amazing. Fucking amazing, and they're gorgeous.
Synthetic flesh. That's
really creepy. Lionel Atwood.
Yeah. The set design on that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And aren't they all like chained to a chair at some point? It reminds me of The Thing, Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, there's a murderer. There's a murderer. Nobody knows who it is. Somehow you don't think it's the crazy guy called Dr. X.
Yeah, right.
He chains up these 3 people.
Yeah,
are his enemies or he accuses, and they're in these like electric chairs or something.
Right. Yeah.
And they have all this Art Deco stuff going on behind them. And Max Factor did the makeup effects. And it's in 2-strip color, I think. Or 3 colors.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
That's fucking amazing.
I mean, there's some fun. There's a good. Actually, probably the best one from Columbia is The Black Room. Have you ever seen that?
The Black what?
Black Room.
No.
Karloff is really good in it. He plays 2 roles, and you really do forget he's playing.
Where do you see this stuff? I've never even heard of these.
Well, some of them I had seen on Turner Classic. Sarah and I watched them years ago. But some of them, YouTube.
I don't watch
Tubi, but they go off and on to Tubi. YouTube and Internet Movie Database has a lot of weird old black and white stuff.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm going to check that out. I want to
watching some terrible George Zuko stuff and watching some weird, John
McEnroe.
John McEnroe's horror movies. What's his face? David. I don't like
Carradine.
Yeah, John Carradine in some. He has an interesting role in one of the Invisible Man films.
Oh wow!
And but yeah, I mean, I wanted to complete a lot of those, and I think I've seen them all. That out. You ever seen Dracula's Daughter? It's a weird one.
Yes,
it's kind of neat.
It's really good. Yeah.
Murders in the Rue Morgue isn't a great film, but it's a crazy film. The Bela Lugosi whipping Arlene Francis.
I think I have seen that, but it didn't stick in my head.
It's a weird one. And then get The Raven, Black Friday. There's a whole Black Friday is actually, I think, very gangster-like. I don't know if it's Universal. And then Island of Lost Souls, which I don't know if it's Universal, but they got the rights to it years ago because I remember it was in the same VHS set that they
right.
With
had
Yeah.
Charles Lawton, that
Yeah,
one.
that
Yeah,
that
I
one's
haven't seen that
terrific.
one in a long time.
It's pretty hardcore for, it's pre-code.
Okay.
So the vivisection stuff is like not in your face, but it's there.
Hey, Jesus.
And the makeup's great. It's a terrific one. I love that one. I always
Okay.
wish they'd make a sideshow 12-inch figure of Charles Lawton and the Sayer of the Law. I know I have them all on
You want Basil Rathbone and you want Charles
Yes,
Lawton.
I want Lionel Atwill. I want
Cuddles.
Van Helsing. I want a
Okay.
Vince. They just made a Vincent Price. NECA made Vincent Price, and they just made like the first Peter Cushing, and it looks great.
Oh wow.
And I totally nerded out and got it, even though I'm not really buying toys anymore. But
I know. I am. Yeah.
every time the Universal figures get a new license, and if they do a good job on them, I get.
I know it is pretty persuasive.
They
Yeah.
did a Christopher Lee.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wish I knew how to redo figures the way people shop them. So because I'd love to have a Horror Express, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee and shit like that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
get Peter Cushing from Tales from the Crypt, blah blah blah. I'm a sucker for all that shit. I still love it. I'm gonna watch some crap after we talk. I'm gonna put on some garbage.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
Go to bed. I'm gonna be up till 6, so
Okay, I'll be
Good
turning over.
morning.
I'll be going to the bathroom at that point. So just think of me.
that's a little more information than.
Yeah, that's it, dude. You got to cut that.
No, everybody wants to know that because I've had like 3 bathroom breaks already in these conversations. So
Wow.
Environmental breaks.
Actually, it was good because when Howard and I were talking, like Chaikin just says, "Can we take a short break while I go to the toilet?" Which was I was like, "Yeah, Howard, we absolutely can." It was nice that he actually broke the ice on that one. So
There you go.
I appreciate that from Howard. But yeah, sometimes I gotta go pee. I just gotta go pee.
Well, I just put the catheter in when I do these things.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Science is amazing.
It really science is amazing.
Science.
So we sort of talked
Right.
about horror, and we talked about a whole lot of other things, but hopefully
We
it was
talked about
interesting.
a lot of things. It was
Let
good.
me know when you're putting this up so I can plug the crap out of
I
it.
will do that. Oh, it'll probably be Friday because it'll probably be for a Halloween.
Cool.
Halloween
That's right. Yeah,
type.
Halloween. Anybody have any plans to watch anything on Halloween?
No.
I'm having a party.
He's having a party. I'm actually having another one of these conversations on Friday.
What do you mean you're having a party? Are we not invited? What is this?
You're invited.
No, you're invited. I just don't want to go.
Put it on the Instagram.
I didn't see anything about it.
You're
having a store party.
Have a salsa
You're having a
band.
store. Okay. I thought you were having a party.
At my house.
Or something.
Yo, listen, I'll post this before the party, and then people will see it, and then people could go to the party.
They should come.
That's true.
And
so
like
we're talking to Paul and our friend Scott Dorwood about horror movies we've been watching.
Nice.
I know you do this a lot, but I figured you're the guy to talk to about horror. So
lately I have been because people have found the Eltingville kids and they forgot about me, and then 2 years ago all these young readers discovered Eltingville through the pilot.
Right.
You and I should talk Eltingville.
Okay.
One time because I told you I'm scanning the storyboards you did. And I mean they're hungry for more information since all we did was the one episode.
Okay.
And the comics are done also. So
right.
I
thought I knew where my board was, and then I was like, oh, here it is. And it was like, that's one page.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know where a lot of my stuff is.
Well, if you find it, like I said, if you could, I'm sure you could sell them.
Yeah, well, that's why I was looking for it.
Yeah,
but we'll talk.
I'll try to get some of the Eltingville folks
Maybe it's in that storage bin, dude.
Check your work out.
You think it's in that storage bin?
I don't know.
The storage bin.
I don't know. This is something I've been talking about with Scott Dumbier, actually. So I don't know where my Mazzucchelli pages are. It's
what?
Yeah, I know it's weird. All my comic strip art, I know where it is. My comic book art, I don't know where I put. And
I have so little. I just put it all in a folder recently. We really don't have a lot.
Well, it's good to know where your shit is, and I clearly don't.
I realized I didn't want to damage anything because I know I lost Simonson sketches. They got ruined, and posters.
You know his signature. It's a dinosaur.
Yes, I do know that.
Oh wow. Okay, I thought I had privileged information there.
Oh man,
everybody.
I ruined it for Robbie. See.
Yeah, I know. What, like I never saw anything from Tomorrow's. I mean, yeah, you learn these things for Christ's sakes.
All
He
right,
drew
all right.
dinosaurs for our kid. He drew 2 pages of
Oh,
Brontosaurus
Oh, that's
family.
neat.
Yeah.
You know, he
cool.
get me Stugats.
Well,
Nothing.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's
Well,
all right.
The kid has some
I
good
don't blame
art. I gotta
you.
show it to you one of these days because Sarah found these little golden books that were blanks that you're supposed to draw yourself, draw your own stories.
Wow.
And she took them around when the kid was tiny.
Holy shit.
And we got Hyman Gilbert, we got Klaus,
wow.
we got Woodring, we got
Yo, I'll give you $20 for that book.
no way. I'll buy it. I got Gay and Wilson.
Whoa.
What?
And,
Jesus.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Holy shit.
At Mocha. He said, do you have a picture? And she was tiny. And he drew her over a city.
Wow.
Wow.
One day you will be this big.
Amazing.
And yeah, I got Charles Burns to do something for her.
What?
Damn.
Klaus
Crazy.
drew it for like a half an hour. He just sat there. I was like nervous. I was like, Dan, are you sure? He's like, yeah. Because I'm still, even though, I've met him a bunch of times. He's one of the ones that, like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Just figures you do a little head drawing.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got some terrific. Yeah, Simonson did a bunch of dinosaurs, and
Oh,
yeah,
that's
there's some great stuff in there. Roger Langridge. It's
Oh,
but
wow.
we don't go anymore. We don't go anywhere anymore. So
Right.
that ended at some point. Darwin Cook did something for even though he was still mad at me. That's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well,
good
next
stuff.
time we'll talk about Darwin Cook and Mike Sikowski a lot more.
No. I don't have any Mike Sikowski stories.
Well, but we love him.
I want to start a law firm called Abnagaza, Wrath and Gast. I think that's the best. I was trying to pitch Joey on that for Bizarro. That I think there might be an ad actually. We might have put an ad in the pages that Bob worked on.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We did a comics page, funnies, and
Right,
I think I may have put, got a problem with something, get Abnagaza. I just love those very bizarre,
It's funny.
strange designs that he did for that. Anyway,
those are amazing. Yeah.
we'll start talking comics and we should do this again sometime.
We'll do it again. We'll talk about on Christmas. We'll talk about Christmas things. I don't know
Christmas comics.
I don't know what the fuck. I'm just making shit up.
Anyway,
we'll just talk.
Should see you Sunday.
I'll see you Sunday.
Send the email out so people know.
People watching this won't see us on Sunday.
No,
but that's because we're an exclusive group.
No, we're going to be at the Hardee's on Route 35.
That's the best Hardee's.
We're going to be at the Shoney's because we want that
Shoney's, right? The one
Shoney's is really good.
The back booth was on fire last weekend, so
we're
it's
at
a grease fire.
The White Castle on 1. And,
White Castle.
Meet us at White Manna in Hackensack.
Robbie
I've
likes
never gone there. I'm dying to go to that. I've never gone to those two places.
No, you're not missing anything by this point, Evan.
Don't talk for my stomach. What are you?
No, seriously. Robbie will tell you.
I want to move to Brooklyn. No, you should move to Manhattan. No, I want to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do.
I listened when they said you should move to Manhattan. I wanted to move to Brooklyn too.
Story you were telling me.
Oh, okay. Mike Mignola lives here now too.
I know, but he won't talk to me anymore.
No, he won't talk to us. All right.
The last time I cleaned over there.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, you don't want to talk to them? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh no. Oh, we got Mike on the phone.
But he didn't like the way I did laundry, and he didn't like the way I cleaned. So.
Oh, I love the way you clean.
Yeah, your laundry.
Simonson moved out of town, so I lost that account. I'm like Jack Benny. I do everybody's laundry in comics. Don't put too much starch in, and I don't know. Jim Lee, right? Jim Lee doesn't do his own laundry, right?
I don't think so.
Hell no.
I'd know about it, probably.
Yeah, I would know too.
So, hopefully I'll see you guys Sunday. Unless something crazy happens, I'll be there.
No, I'm gonna see. I'll get an email ASAP.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
we should just do this
we'll do it anyway.
Not for anybody. It's good talking to you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Fingerman will join us too, but
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I got to go on. I got to talk to him. I was going to talk to him this week. But this big week got busy. But yeah, I know I think he's out of town until. Actually, I think he's back.
I don't know where Bob is.
In fact, he was going to see Klaus. He was going to have dinner with Klaus.
Oh, okay. It's an all-star cornucopia. Wait, I'm gonna just end the recording and then we'll say goodbye. Okay.
I thought it ended 20 minutes ago.
No, it kept going. I'm gonna end it now. And now.